I get no kick from champagne. Mere alcohol doesn't thrill me at all. Tell me, why should it be true that I get a kick out of you? Some get their kicks from cocaine. Sure that if I took even one snippet before me terrifically to pain, however, never get out of you. I get a kick every time I see you stand before me. I get a kick. No, it's clear to me you are yet some get their kicks in a plane. I think too high. With some guy in the sky is right. You have nothing to do. But I get kicked out of you. me, Lord, tell me, why should it be true that I get a kick out of you? So I get that kick from I'm sure that if I even was it for me terrific at you, but I get a kick out of you. I get a kick every time I see you standing waiting for me. I get a kick what you mean to me. You always been down on me. So get that kick in the place. Well, I think you're hot with some guy in the sky. It's my idea of what to do.
Salute, salute, salute. That's Echoes of an Era, man. That was the great Nancy Wilson on vocals, man. She was backed by Chick Corea on piano, Stanley Clark.
Smooth. That was
Oh, bro,
smooth.
I love that. I love that. Joe Henderson on that sax, man, sounding like John Coltrane, bro. And then Lenny White on the drums, man. Just a great, great album, man. I wanted to share that with everybody, man. Welcome to Tuesday Night Fights, bro. You got Bruce Goes, Boxing, Jazz, and more. My brother George Jakovic, man. We love Tuesday Night Fights. We grew up with Tuesday Night Fights, and man, we're gonna bring them back again, man. Me and my brother George. I guess we're old school. You guys want to call us old school, but then we'll be old school, bro. But it's not going to change my love for boxing, and it's not going to change my memory of those great Thursday night fights, bro. How about you, George?
Man, I miss them, and this is our way of bringing them back. You know, the old school when you could watch boxing live on a Tuesday night. It might not be live, but you're watching boxing on a Tuesday night, and some fights from yesterday. But we do it with a reason. There's always a reason behind what we show on these Tuesday nights.
Yes, there is, man. Yes, there is. And I always show everybody when I get on here. You know me and the Toka too, bro. If it wasn't George, it would be the Toka too. But anyway, it's the three of us, which is much better, man. You know, and I got some nice Purple Haze over here. I'm gonna same stuff I was smoking last night, man. Nice red furry stuff. Really, really grateful for tonight. Really grateful to be over here with my brother George, man. I got the Toka 2 lined up, man. And you know what? We're here because we're gonna talk. First of all, let me shout out people that came in here, man. I don't want to miss that because if it wasn't for the people that came in here, me and George might as well be on the phone talking about this stuff. So we got a bunch of people in the chat already, man. Straight 8 fighter. Thank you for coming in, my brother. First guy in here, man. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you coming in here. My brother Remy, man, very, very supportive of the channel. Always coming in, man. Appreciate you, Remy. Thanks so much, brother. Thomas Jones, man. Just like family over here, bro. Thomas Jones, man. And George, would it be Tuesday Night Fights without Con Shawnery in here?
Hey, he's got to be here.
Absolutely. Chen Smoke, my brother, man. Good to see you in here, man. Good to see you. The Pittsburgh Big Dog, PGH Dog, man. Salute to you, my brother. Thanks for coming in. Phil, good bro. Be a good boy tonight over here, man. We're going to have a good time. We're gonna have a good time, man. And my man Major Key, bro. Major Key sets up some great interviews. Major Key's had me on there talking to James Toney. He's had me on there talking to Jerry Cooney. He's had me on there talking to, oh my God, so many fighters. Iran Barkley,
Wow.
Mike McCallum, bro. Major Key's the man. We're gonna have to hook up, George. We're gonna have to hook up with because
Absolutely.
Major Key is a great fan. He's got some great connections, and he's just a good all around guy, man. Great channel. So anybody out there, man, you know, sub to my brother Major Key if you're hanging in here doing nothing like we're doing. Anthony Hembrecht, man, thank you, brother. Thank you for coming in, man. Peace, brother. My man Yahweh, salute to you, brother. Thank you so much for coming in, man. Always good to see you, man. Always good to see you. Who else is anybody else in here, man? We're gonna get rolling over here. Mr. Pads. All right, Mr. Pads. Would not be the same without you, my brother. Thank you for coming in, man. Thank you for coming in.
You got Remy too, right? Remy's in here.
Oh yeah, oh absolutely. Remy for sure. Remy's my brother, man. Remy's great. All great people coming in here tonight. Derek Clark hitting the heavy bag boxer out of the UK, man. Look out for Derek Clark. Watch out for him, man. Watch out.
Is he a fighter, Derek Clark?
Yes, I believe he is, man.
Derek, what division are you in? I'm gonna have to look you up.
Danny Drew. Salute to you, Danny Drew. Met Roberto Duran. I'm going to give a funny story to tell him. Phone line going to open. I don't have a phone line set up over here, man, but, you know, we're just growing. We're starting. You know, Roberto Duran, man, you know, Roberto Duran is a guy that I watched him early in the 60s as a lightweight. I wasn't as sharp as, you know, I wasn't an astute boxing fan. But, man, you know, Roberto Duran, he was always the animal. He was always that caged lightning in that ring. Dr. Paul Evans, bro, the tree doctor himself. Salute to you, man. Good brother. Good brother. I said it sounds like Coltrane, which also the great Joe Henderson. You got that, brother. Who wasn't? What modern sax player wasn't influenced by John Coltrane these days, man? You find him and he'll be the first. He fights in armor, but not boxing. Okay. Well, you're a combat sport veteran, which is what we want to see anyway, man. But you know, we're going to talk about Roberto Duran, you know, throughout, and you know, my lovely wife, I always have to shout her out on these. She came home one day a couple of years ago from the dollar store, and she had
that book too. Yep.
Bro, I mean, this was one that you pick up and you don't put it down till you finish it. It went in the bathroom with me. It went to the parking lot while I waited for the wife in the grocery store with me. Man, I mean, I think it was done in 24 hours.
Yeah, I believe it.
Great read, though. Great read, man. You kind of get a new respect for somebody like Roberto Duran when you see how he grew up. You know, the poverty. I mean, just the hatred for America, because America was over there with the Panama Canal. And you know, Roberto's trying to go into the fence to get mangoes, and he'd get an army boot in his ass. You know, I mean, that's you know, maybe he grew up with that attitude, man. Maybe that was Roberto Duran. But I'll tell you, one of the fights that I was a grown man, and I remember this fight so great, George. It was the first Roberto Duran Sugar Ray Leonard fight.
Yeah, I was 10, I think. So I didn't see it live. Sugar Ray was my guy. So I just knew he was fighting Roberto Duran. I knew who Duran was. So I was heartbroken when he lost. But to set up what the fights we're going to see, the reason why we're watching these fights, Bruce, you and I talked, and watching Chocolatito, you know, he's like in the second stage of his career. He's had like a rebirth since he got knocked out viciously a few years ago. I can't even pronounce the guy's name. Sor Rung Vasai, something like that. It looked like his career was over. Then he had the fight with Espadas, I think. And then last week, I mean, it's like a rebirth. And Roberto Duran did that a few times in his career. And we're going to watch two of the fights tonight where he had rebirths. And the first one is the Davey Moore fight, which was 6 fights, I think, after the No Mas fight. People thought he was done. He had lost to Kirkland Lang, a guy no one heard of, and so people thought that he was done. And everyone I've seen in the chats, Bruce, everyone's saying March 8th is Ali Frazier. Yes, and we give respect, big respect to that today being that fight. But I think everyone I've seen today has been talking about that fight. So we're talking about something a little different on Tuesday night fights.
Yeah, I did that fight. I just done so much with Ali. Ali's my man. I mean, I can't even carry on a conversation from Ali without getting choked up, because Ali, the greatest of all time. We're talking about something that it kind of bridges with what we saw this weekend. We saw Chocolatito. Everybody thought it was going to be the passing of the torch, and instead it was the rejuvenation of one of the greatest flyweights of all time. 34, 35 years old within a couple of months, and I mean, he just looked so good. It was throwback stuff. Who came in here? My brother Toby Bartlett, man. Salute to you, Toby Bartlett, man. Thank you for coming in. And Felix Nunez, thank you, brother. Felix Nunez. Salute to you, my brother. And I think I saw Macadocious Mac of the South, my brother, come in here, man.
Yep.
Always good to see Macadocious Mac, man. Down from down in the Louisiana area, man. All over the place, man. He's got B&N Boxing, my brother, man. Salute to you, man. Shout out to B&N Boxing out there.
John McSmith is in here too.
John McSmith, I didn't see him, man.
He's here.
Judge, I'm glad I got you over here, man, to be a little more mindful. Yes, John Smith for sure, man. John Smith is, man. I go where John Smith goes, and John Smith knows the rule over here, man. He knows the number one rule on Tuesday night fights, man. And John Smith will tell you that. When I do a hit, he does a hit. That's the way we roll around here, man. My brother John McSmith, man. Great to have him on panels. He's come on here and talked to us, and he's blown my mind. He's humbled me with his vast amount of knowledge. Heavyweight division. He's a Joe Frazier man. I mean, he's Vinny Paz and Roberto Duran. Another great fight to talk about.
But yeah, so in the second fight is Roberto Duran and Iran Barkley. That was another fight where I'm not even sure how he got that title shot, because a few years before, Tommy Hearns just obliterated him, and people thought Duran's career was over then. And he stuck around, kept winning fights, and he got a shot against Barkley for the middleweight title, and he just rejuvenated himself again. So Roberto Duran, maybe did it more dramatically than Chocolatito, but that's the theme. Guys that have rejuvenated their careers have come back again with vicious. I mean, Duran got knocked out viciously. Chocolatito got knocked out viciously. And they came back. Some fighters, Bruce, some fighters can't come back from that.
A vicious knockout like that, it's hard to. But we get before that a little bit when he fought Davey Moore. Was it 1984?
83. June 16th, 1983.
June 16th, 1983. Yeah, let's pull that fight. Let's pull the stats.
But Bruce, do you have a picture? Do you have a picture of you from June of 1983, or a picture from 1983? You gotta find these pictures. I would love to see you from that night, or not even that night, just 83. With the threads on, whatever was popular in 1983.
I will definitely see what I can do here, bro. I'll definitely see what I can do. But I mean, this was the fight right here, man. This was June 16th, 1983, Madison Square Garden. We had the referee was Ernesto Magana.
20,000 people were there, Bruce. 20,000
people. Roberto Duran's birthday.
Yep.
Roberto Duran's 32nd birthday. Davey Moore was he 23 or something? He was. Duran was considered over the hill. He'd been beaten up. And yeah, the facts on it. The fight took place on Duran's 32nd birthday, and Davey Moore was a 5-2 favorite. And Duran entered the fight as the WBA number 7 ranked junior middleweight. The official weigh-in, Moore failed to make weight on his first attempt and had to go to the local gym to sweat it off.
I wonder if he was taking Duran a little lightly. But when you look back, Davey Moore only had 12 fights. He won his this was his fourth defense of the belt. When you look back at it, he was such a novice to go into the ring with Roberto Duran. And I mean, maybe he thought Duran was finished too. You know, I don't think Moore had weight problems before this fight, so maybe that was a sign.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something about Davey Moore. He went into this fight after dental surgery.
Mm-hmm.
He just had some wisdom teeth or some molar work done, and he took Duran like everybody else, man. They made the mistake of taking Roberto Duran lightly.
Yep.
I mean that is a fatal error that some boxers have made, man, and it just shouldn't happen. Roberto Duran is much too big a fighter to take lightly in any situation like that. I didn't want that on here, man. That was be quiet on me here. Some of these things they sneak up on me over here, George. I'm going to need one of your producers to come down and take over for me over here, man. But I mean, this fight was, like we said right there, man. There's one of the posters for it. Budweiser.
That's
I remember.
So cool. King of Beers. That's such a cool poster.
And then this fight also made the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was that big a thing. You know, I remember the day. I remember reading. I didn't see the fight as it happened. I caught the results. I think it was on the radio. You know, they weren't doing play-by-plays, but a lot of stations would tell you after the rounds. They do the rip and read from the Associated Press, and you know you'd get information. And the next day I went out and I was telling some people in a place I had breakfast. I said, you know, Roberto Duran won the middleweight title last night. And they're like, get out of here. He's washed up. Sugar Ray Leonard made him say no mas. Wilfred Benitez slapped him around. And I said, nah. Quite the contrary. Roberto Duran is back again. And you know, this fight was it was rejuvenation for a lot of people. A lot of people loved Roberto Duran. He was a sentimental favorite. When he fought Marvin Hagler, I didn't think it was that close a fight. But a lot of people say it was you know, that it was the sentimental favorite Duran that got a lot of credits just for being Duran. You know, just
Duran. He got that Hagler fight right after. Well, not right after this one, but that was the next fight. He beat Davey Moore, rejuvenated his career, and then he's in the ring with Marvin Hagler for the middleweight championship of the world.
Incredible. I mean, well, the name alone would sell. The name alone sold tickets, and you know, he had loyal boxing fans. He had the Panamanians and the Spanish people. They just loved Roberto Duran.
Well, Davey Moore's from New York, and that crowd was pro Duran. I mean, Duran won. I believe he won the lightweight title in Madison Square Garden. If I didn't look it up, but I think years before he won that fight in the Garden.
Yes, he beat Ken Buchanan.
Yeah, that was a pro Duran crowd.
Yes.
Now this here, I think this is Iran Barkley you have.
Oh, let me get that one out of there. Yeah, I'm at Trump Plaza. I want to go to Madison Square Garden here. So let me jump back in time a little bit, and let me jump over the river, and we'll take us to Madison Square Garden. And now we're gonna see Roberto Duran and Davey Moore. We're gonna see the whole fight here. Bear with us, and let's enjoy it right here, man. So listen to a little bit of the volume on there. We're risque over here, but you can see the Panamanian flag in Madison Square Garden. I mean, Roberto Duran, let's face it, he was the sentimental favorite, and he was the crowd favorite. I mean, everybody in Panama, everybody from New York and Panama and surrounding communities, they went out there to cheer Duran on his 32nd birthday in the birthplace of boxing, championship mecca, Madison Square Garden. And like we're saying, Davey Moore, only 12 fights, very young, up and coming Olympian. Got a title fight early, but I mean, he looked like one of the unstoppables at the time.
Look at Michael Buffer.
Oh man, look at that kid. That's not Michael Buffer. I think that's his son coming in to make a few bucks that night.
He had some sweet hair, boy.
Ah.
Some sweet hair on that man.
And you know what? Funniest story I've heard when he started off, the old timers said, you're good, kid, but you got to lose that. Let's get ready to rumble line.
Yeah. Yeah, he should lose it, huh? I know. That's what
Yeah.
they told him. He only made, how many tens of hundreds of millions of dollars off that?
And he's still making it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I was in a fight, if I was promoting a fight, who would you want announcing that fight? If you could pick anybody walking the face of the earth.
Well, although I gotta go old school, I always loved Chuck Hull. So Chuck
Mm.
Hull would be. I'd have to really think about it because Chuck Hull just made me feel like it was a big fight. But yeah, who? I mean, nowadays, who's not gonna pick our
Well,
guy Michael Buffer?
just his tagline when it's
Con
ready to
Connery.
rumble.
Con Connery. I know that trivia. It's Macho Camacho.
Oh, I didn't even see it here. Good.
Yeah,
Which
Con
common opponent?
Connery. It was a
And
piece of
yeah, oh
trivia.
yeah.
Yeah, that's Camacho. Yep. Look at Davey
Good
Moore,
trivia.
12-0.
Connery's good. He knows his shit over there, bro.
Boy, Davey Moore, you look in his eyes, you could look how confident he is. 24, 12 fights. He's thinking, this guy's old. He's past his prime.
A
And my,
favorite, making himself for the biggest payday of his life.
but look
He
at
thinks it's going
Duran.
to be easy pickings over here.
The fight before this, I believe, was Pepino Cuevas, which
Mm,
Duran looked sensational in that fight, but people
yes.
didn't really think much of Cuevas because Cuevas was a former welterweight champ who moved up to 154. He was kind of past his prime too. 32 years old, 152 and a half pounds.
And you know what? An interesting thing about Roberto Duran is he didn't even bother with the 140-pound division. He went right from 135.
You're right, which isn't that's wow. You're right. I don't think he ever fought at 140 ever.
Mm. I mean, he could have picked up a title there. Who were the champions? I think Sal Mombi might have been down there, and
He wanted Leonard. He wanted
he
the
wa-
best.
he did. And here we go. They're touching gloves in the middle. Duran, man, Duran just had that. He had that pent up animalistic in him. He was a nice guy outside the ring, but in that ring, Mandos de Pedro.
I mean, especially this fight. And I think he thumbs Moore somewhere in this round.
Yeah.
Durant
Moore was at a disadvantage. Moore got the shit kicked out of him in this fight, bro. Moore got a beating him. Rest his soul. He passed away after this. I believe he was in a car accident.
Yeah, well, Danny Drew knows it. He was living in New Jersey, and his car was sliding down his driveway, like down a hill, and he tried to
Yeah.
stop it, and the car literally ran him over. So,
Mhm.
28 years old, just really sad. Yeah.
Yeah, we can see Davey Morris. This is probably his best round because, it's actually a feeling out round. But once Duran feels him out, once Duran gets him felt out,
Well, once Duran got to his eye, I think in that second round, Moore's eyes
oh
started to
yeah,
close.
and the experience of dealing with that in a big fight like this. You don't have that against someone like Duran.
So your video's a little choppy again, huh?
Oh no, is it?
Well, let me see. Actually, let me look at it on.
Let me see. I'll go over the Tuesday night fights over here. I
It is. You know what? After this round, This was you found this on YouTube, right? Sweet Fights.
yeah. It's choppy. It's still choppy, huh? So I'm
Well,
shutting down.
after this round. I'll find it, and we'll start with round 2. Oh, I see it. Oh wait, no, that's not it. Sweet. Yeah, I see Moore pawing at his eye already. All right.
Okay,
So let me
you want to go
so
dig
you
this one up?
it was sweet fighters?
Sweet Fighters, yeah.
Cuz I only see a clip, a 5 minute and 19-second clip. Oh wait, sweet fight. Hang on. Sweet, I think I got it. Wait, no. Nope, that's not it. All right.
Here's what I'll
So
do. I'll put the link in the private chat,
okay.
so you can just grab the link there. And
Okay.
all right, bear with us, folks. We're going through that baloney we went through last time. I guess my archaic dinosauric system over here is not is not doing what I want it to do as usual. So I'm gonna drop George the link for this. I guess I'm just comments. Now, how do I find the private chat here?
Cuz I see the private chat.
I don't even see the private chats. I'm just gonna drop it in the regular chat. There you go.
All right. Okay.
Bear with us now, everyone, man. We are some diehard boxing fans here, and we're gonna get this fight to you come hell or high water.
All right. All right. Let me just get to the second round and then I will set this up so that you can grab it.
And I don't even have any jazz on in the background over here, man. I got all my windows shut down so the fight wouldn't jam up on me.
All right. Let me share this.
Bear with us, my friends. My good friend George Jakovic, an HBO executive over here. We're getting the real deal here. We're getting the heavy cable laid in. Not going to be any screw ups over here. I got this Mickey Mouse thing going on with rabbit ears and tinfoil. I'm trying to shake it. I'm trying to hold it still. It's just not doing it, man. We're going to get you a first class reception over here.
All right. Bruce, you could take it. You should be able to see it. Because I'm sharing. You don't see it because I'm sharing it with you.
No, I don't see it yet, man. I'm over here on StreamYard.
Let me try it again. So 2. How about now? Chrome has lost permission to capture your screen. Oh no. Yeah, we're having all sorts of technical
All right,
issues.
let's try to do this like we're doing it before, just to keep the fight going. Maybe maybe it'll come in. Who knows? I hope it comes in unchoppy this time. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. We're over here. Bruce goes boxing, jazz, and more. Carlos Mendoza, salute to you. We're trying to watch a fight, and it's coming in fine on my StreamYard and on my on the stream that I'm watching it from. But unfortunately, I think it's coming in choppy on the YouTube telecast. Actually, I'm looking at my phone on my phone. It's not coming in bad.
Yeah, it looks pretty good now.
How about family? You seeing that okay? All right, man. All right, we're after the first round, man. Roberto Duran's sitting on his stool, getting his instructions over here, man. And Davey Moore is getting ready to take over. I don't know if he's thumbed that eye yet, but the eye thumb is coming up real soon.
I think it happened in the first round, from what I can remember.
Okay, look. Yeah, you can see Davey Moore's eye is starting to swell. You can see that right eye swelling up a little bit. No doubt about it.
Yep.
Yeah, the Paz fight, John McSmith. I know that. I'm from Rhode Island, so I saw Vinny Paz. Vinny Paz and Roberto Duran. They fought twice, and man, they were both past their prime, but it was a good fight. They were both on even keel. Vinny won both fights. Roberto contested them both. Man, hey, it's they both were true to character. But over here, look at Roberto Duran ripping those body shots. Davey Moore knows he's in there with something special, man. He knows he's not in there with one of these no names that he's fought on his way to the championship. He's in there with a legend over here, and he's realized this legend has come to life here, man. Roberto Duran is the animal that he once was, and Duran is just ripping that body apart. He is just nonstop. Look at those hooks, man. Those uppercuts inside. No mercy. Roberto Duran is celebrating his 32nd birthday today. That would be young for a fighter. And Davey Moore, no chump, pedigreed. I mean, did he win a gold medal?
No.
That was the year
might have been on that 1980 team. Yeah.
Yep. So he won the national title, but the U.S. because of the Russian. It's funny how things go full circle, George, isn't it, man?
Yep.
The Russian invasion of Afghanistan stopped Davey Moore from going to the Olympics, and who knows what's going to happen within the next few. What's going on in sports and politics today.
Right.
It's an ugly thing out there, folks. You know that, man. But man, Duran is getting leverage on his punches. He's not letting Davey Moore get off the ropes. He's pushing him back. Surprisingly, looks like the stronger fighter here. George disappeared for a second, man. I'm sure he'll be right back. Is fight coming in good out there for you cats, man? You see, is it choppy? Is it choppy or is it coming in smooth? On my end, it's coming in real smooth, man. It's almost a shame if it's coming in choppy on YouTube. Yeah, listen to Madison Square Garden. They're all yelling, Duran. That's it, man. Look at Duran. The end of the second round, and Duran does not want to be separated, man. Look at Roberto Duran, man. He is defiant. Oh yeah, Duran. Sponsored by Viceroy cigarettes, man. We don't see that too often. My bro George is back. Is right back here again. We get him up here. Here we go, George.
All right, I'm back. Replays from round 2.
You went to the little boys' room and you didn't miss a round. Oh!
Look at the fans in the back going crazy.
And Davey Moore, nice combinations, but it's almost like Duran was just it didn't bother him. They bounced right off his chin. Here we go for the start of round number 3. The meeting at second and center ring. Davey Moore, a little bit of footwork. I don't know if he's lost all his confidence yet, but he soon will, because Roberto Duran was just his night. Special night.
In Moore's face, I mean, he does not look as confident, and that eye is swelling. You can see it. That right eye.
Yeah, this is what shows you how boxing is such a mental game. Because Roberto was just so on top of his game. I mean, his birthday in Madison Square Garden, and like you said, his first title. An amazing thing, truly an amazing thing.
Durant's got that bounce. And look at his
Oh yeah,
eyes. Just, man, he looks so confident right here. Third round.
my brother 88 Sports out there. Thank you for coming in, brother. Salute. Yeah, Roberto, constant motion. I mean, he doesn't have the speed that he had as a lightweight, but he throws those punches from. I mean, he's using it all the way from the floor. Those short, using his hips, using his feet in there, and I think he really surprised Davey Moore at the power that he still possessed.
Beautiful body shots too.
That's what won this fight. I mean, he messed his face up, but the body he did not neglect. And that's the thing, fighters today, it's a lost art. They should look at Roberto Duran and, just look how much damage body shots do. And remember, the body doesn't move. That's the thing, the head, good head movement, that's one thing, but the body, no. You aim a shot for the body, you're going to hit the elbows. You can hit him in the shoulders, the kidneys. But man, there's nothing like a well-placed body shot. I know boxers who said they prefer a shot to the jaw rather than a shot to the liver.
And Duran, very good defensive fighter too. Like the way he moves his head, he was such a good. That's what helped him later in his career survive against all these guys who. Every single one of these guys, they were bigger than him. Duran was only 5'7", a former lightweight. Everybody was bigger, but his defense and his chin. But he had great defense.
Absolutely.
Hey,
And he
Bruce,
could adapt.
Try one thing. When this round ends, I should be sharing my screen.
I see it back there. I'll do that.
Take a look because I got it queued up to round 4, and we'll see if it's smooth.
All right, my friends, we're doing a little moving around here. Get down to my brother George is streaming here. We'll put it on there, and we'll see where we are. We're in the 4th round. And let's hope this a little smoother.
Only the 7th boxer to win 3 world titles.
Yep, 3, and we'll see him win a 4th world title after this. But this is truly the great side of Roberto Duran, because we could show so many of the agonies of defeat. I mean that classic bomb from Thomas Hearns that we talk about, and the the no mas. But hey man, let's celebrate Roberto today.
Yeah, look at that right eye, man. At this point, Davey Moore, he's realizing that this is not the shell of Roberto Duran that he's in the ring with. This is Manos de Piedra that he's in the ring with.
Jeff Lacerda, he wants one of those Duran tracksuits. Jeff Lucietta, I'm sorry, bro. I'm so bad with names, George.
Those Duran tracksuits were awesome.
They were, though. They really were. And everybody wore them. Viceroy Cigarettes sponsored them. And they were awesome. The blue velvet suit. Oh, look at the bot. Oh. And Davey Moore's just trying to tell himself, this can't be. This can't be. Hey, I'm better your boy than my boy. Yeah, Roberto Duran, man, he just looks like he sees everything coming. He has his eyes like a machine. It's almost like he downloads the punches before they get to him. He can see the punches coming. Look at that head movement, man.
Rolling Roberto with the punches.
So impressive this night.
And Duran was not always in the best shape, but he was in shape tonight. I mean, he was a hard 152 pounds.
Well, the thing about Duran was he never looked like he was never a bodybuilder. He was never the guy. He was one of the kind of guys who could actually go up in weight by gaining body fat. Rare thing in boxing, if you notice that. Most
Yeah.
boxers they don't get fatter into weight. They fill it out with muscle, maturity of the body. But Duran could put some fat on and go up in weight. That's just the way
God.
that he was.
He's landed like 5 or 6 body shots just in this round. Just short shots on the inside. And
Yeah, see, it doesn't even look like Davey Moore's throwing the punches. He's just trying to hold when he's on the inside. See, he's trying to get Duran in the back of the head and trying to hold him. With Duran is like pa 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 pa.
this must have been some fight to be at for those 20,000 folks at MSG that night on Duran's birthday, and they watched this. Poor Davey
And
Moore,
this
though.
was supposed to be Tony Ayala and Roberto Duran.
Yeah. Or was it going to be Ayala and Moore? Because I know Ayala was close to a title.
Yeah,
fight.
exactly. I know Ayala was in the picture. I think the prelude was for either for him to fight Moore and beat Moore and then fight Duran, but they had that match as a collision course.
Yep. Boy, Tony Ayala, that's another just waste of a career, wasted talent.
And I grew up watching Tony Ayala. I saw him get knocked down and get up. He was a special fighter. But
He was like Duran, mean. So, I mean, in that ring, he was an animal.
But the problem with Tony Ayala was he couldn't control himself outside the ring.
Yeah.
He was an animal outside. I mean, if you read some of the transcripts, the things that he did, it's just I hate to say he belongs in jail, but he definitely does not belong in society like that,
Boy, look at that right eye.
Davey Moore is
Look at that right eye. And John McSmith says, that's right. I've lost count how many times Duran's left has found a home to Moore's midsection. Body shots and
Yeah, Thomas Jones Ayala went to prison.
Mm-hmm.
He came out. He fought 10 years after he got out of prison. I remember he fought Yuri Boy Campus.
Yeah,
That got stopped on national television.
Yep.
And,
Tony Ayala is he passed away. Derek Bailey asked that. He died a while ago.
in his 50s.
Yeah, just a tragic life. But 5th round, Davey Moore does not look. If you remember when this fight started, how confident Moore looked, and Moore does not look confident anymore. His mouth is open, his eye is closed. He's just trying to figure, and he's just getting banged with right hands because he can't see him.
Beat up.
I mean, Moore showed a lot of heart.
He's still got good footwork, though. He really does. He's still using it. He's trying to avoid those punches. Trying to use that high guard. But Roberto Duran has seen it all. You know that, man.
Ugh.
You're not going to show Roberto Duran anything new at this stage of his career. And this was a great fight to get ready for Iran Barkley, too.
On the undercard, one of the tragic fights on this undercard was Billy Collins and Louis Resto.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a tragic night, but then it was, a triumphant night for Roberto.
Well, people have a hard time believing that goes on today. Man, just take a look at the recent past, brother. I mean, and I've heard from professional fighters who went in sparring with fighters who use those tricks in sparring to beat up their sparring partners. I mean, it's a dirty game, George.
It really is.
Why I love it, I don't know, man. But I think we've said it before. It's like that evil mistress. She'll go out and cheat on me. But look at the face.
Did you
of
see
Davey
that?
Moore.
Oh, that shot. But we love it because of guys like Duran and even guys like Davey Moore who just showed so much heart. Because at this point, like every second, he looks weaker. And I mean, he tried, but he just landed. See how Duran rolled with that shot? He rolled with that right hand. He was just a master. He was just, man. Oh, he got banged again. Davey Moore had a right hand, and he landed a few in this round, and it did nothing to Duran. I mean, it didn't even move Duran.
No, Duran was being moved by a higher power. Look at Duran just got one right on the chin. He just got that left hook right on the chin.
Yep, and then Duran came back with 3 body shots and an uppercut.
Incredible. Let me shout my brother Jab Jamboree. Jack Reach is out here, man. I see him out there. I see Derek Bailey, my brother, out there too, man. Thank you for Andrew Charles. Man, thank you so much for showing up here, man. I'm here with my brother George Jakovic, man. Tuesday night fights. We're looking back at the legendary career of Roberto Duran, some of his great nights here after he was pronounced over the hill, looked at as a stepping stone for a fighter like Davey Moore, WBA junior middleweight champion. Thought he was going to make himself a name with using the old legend Roberto Duran to put a notch in his gun. And we're seeing what happens. The only thing he's getting put in notches in is his head over here.
Oh, boy. Yeah, well, like we were saying, if anyone just joined, Chocolatito's got a rebirth in his career, and we decided to look back at Roberto Duran, who had a few times in his career where he came back from the dead and just shocked the world. And this is one of those fights. He was a 5-2 underdog against Davey Moore. Davey Moore's 24 years old, fighting in his hometown. And you see, look at right. He doesn't look like a 5-2 favorite now.
No, sir. No, sir. He looks like he's trying to find a way out of this fight, but he knows he's in the shit up to his neck, and the only thing you're gonna do is close your eyes and get covered up with the rest of it.
And look at Duran. Duran was like smiling.
An animal coming out there. Assault in the ring. Yeah, that's the Lewis Collins, man.
Great doc. Tragic doc, but a great. I mean, if anyone hasn't seen that, watch that doc. It shows you the real seedy, awful, terrible side of boxing.
Yeah, and it's all around us today. So you just this is the sport we love, but we swim in shark infested waters.
Duran was a shark.
Oh my God!
June 16th, 1983.
Beautiful segue, George. That's HBO stuff right there, man.
I mean,
he's got a guppy in the ring.
Oh, I mean, oh. And I like Davey Moore. I saw quite a few of his fights. At least 4 or 5 of his fights were on TV. So he was building up a name for himself. Young kid who was a champion, and he was supposed to have a fight against Ayala, and the winner of that maybe was going to face Hagler at some point. So
Davey
Moore had it all in front of him. But when he had Duran in front of him, that was pretty much the end of Davey Moore.
Duran upset the apple cart. I mean, it was simply like it was like we saw Saturday night. I mean, I didn't think Chocolatito was going to win that fight. I'm an experienced guy from the streets, and Father Time always wins. It's undefeated. But yet there are these magic boxers who can somehow just turn those fucking time. They can turn those hands back for one night, for a few nights, whatever it may be. But Roberto Duran, he had that ability. And like we said, body-wise, he was no Adonis. I mean, at 154, that was 20 pounds past his prime fighting weight.
But you could tell you're right, he definitely wasn't an Adonis, but you could tell when he was in shape, and this, what he wasn't in this kind of shape for every fight. Oh, Moore just landed a big left hook, but Duran was in great shape, and Moore landed shots. Moore was a puncher, and he landed shots in this fight, and Duran just ate everything and kept coming and kept battering Moore. I mean, Davey Moore had a decent round 5 and 6, but Duran was just too much. Imagine facing Roberto Duran, first of all, facing this Duran, and then doing it with one eye.
And also, like I said, that dental surgery. His
that
mouth,
shows
he
you.
was swallowing blood.
That shows you that's how little they thought of Duran. That was a huge mistake by him, and more importantly, his manager, his team. It was a huge mistake, but they said, we don't need to turn down the money. We can beat Duran. Duran is old. He's washed up. Let's get this money and we'll move on. And it's just like when Gary Russell lost his belt not too long ago, he went into the ring. He was hurt, and he made the decision. Him and his team made the decision to go ahead with the fight. And then he lost to a fighter that wasn't as good as him. So I get it's tough to turn down the money, but man, if you have an off night, it's not like other sports. You have an off night, you can lose a lot.
Yeah, Khan Sharnery. He was mentally challenged that night, man. He had just had oral surgery. I believe he had the dissolving stitches were still in his mouth. And
Just a terrible. No way they should have let him in that ring that night.
well, George Foreman said it once, man. He said he's never been into a fight 100%.
Right, but George Foreman, I guarantee you, never went to a fight after having dental surgery.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we look at Joe Frazier winning the Olympic gold medal with a broken thumb.
Right.
It's amazing what some of these characters can pull out of their hat. And you have to be special. All the fighters we name, they're special fighters. Me, if I got a sprained little toe, I'm going to call the fight off.
So this is round 7. This is the beginning of the end for Davey Moore. I mean, Duran looks like he's having fun. He's got the snarl, the wicked smile.
And he's probably just looking at Davey Moore, and he's probably, Duran was a talker in the ring.
Ugh.
And after reading the book, George, man, the way Duran did train for fights, it's all in here about how he got ready for this fight. He went to prison. He went to Panama, and he was, and his wife, his family, nobody came around Duran. He believed in no sex, keep those legs strong. He was old school.
Trust me, he made up for it in between fights. Though.
I took the words out of my mouth. He couldn't get enough in. His friends in New York owned restaurants. I mean, Duran loved to eat. He just loved, and everybody wanted to feed him. He come from that culture where if you had a little extra money, you fed everyone. Oh, look at that! Oh man, Davey Moore
Duran is snarling now.
Off his feet.
I mean, Duran he's so sharp on this night. Just everything was going right. I mean, Moore's eye is completely shut now. And Duran he's snarling. He's smiling in there. Oh,
yeah. Now it's beat down time now.
Look at the left hook to the body. Wow. I mean, everything is landing.
And he's planted down. He's getting all his power in there. Duran he's just manhandling Davey Moore. Look at this, man. Manhandling Davey Moore. Davey Moore, he must still be saying in his head, what did I get myself into here? Who is this guy? Who is this Panamanian devil in front of me? And Madison Square Garden going crazy. 20,000 people screaming.
Look at his eyes. Shut. This might have been a good time to stop the fight, but 1983, man, they wouldn't stop a fight. I think, it was lucky for Moore. It was the end of the round, but watch Duran when the round is over. Watch this. Look, he's so pumped. He went to the wrong corner. He went to Moore's corner and sat down on his stool.
Yep.
That's how he was so gassed up and
Ray Arcel, is that Ray Arcel still in his corner? Was he still living at the time?
He was still living. I think the last fight Ray Arcel might have been in his corner in the Benitez fight. I don't think he was in his corner for this fight. I don't think.
Yeah, Carlos Alita, I believe. Oh. What a beautiful right hand.
And Moore showed a lot of heart getting up.
Left hook, right hand. Boom. Oh.
I don't know how Moore got up.
Oh, every time I see it, even the different angles, his back right against the ropes, man, that's getting knocked on the seat of your pants. That's the kind of a beautiful punch a tough fighter will get up from. And here we are at the beginning of fateful round number 8.
They Moore's corner. They let him back out.
Yeah, they're probably in shock, disbelief, like most of the people, like most of us were.
And Moore he's got nothing left. He's just trying to land a home run, but he had nothing. I mean, when he was fresh, he wasn't hurting Duran. Oh,
No. Duran is like that hawk in for the kill right now. He's got that killer instinct that a boxer has to have. You know that some fighters lack. That some great fighters that just weren't the animal that Roberto Duran is. Man, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say guys like Wilfred Benitez, man, one of my favorites, but he just was not. He wasn't mean enough.
yep. Oh man, yeah. This is, I think, his corner. He's just getting hammered with every shot, body shots. Just, I mean, he was brutalized in this fight.
Oh,
Those
inside
hooks, yep.
inside headshots too. Oh man, Roberto
So
was
short.
And look at Roberto Duran's mouthpieces hanging out. He must be gasping for air too.
What this? I don't know what kept Moore up. Man, Moore had a lot of heart, and John McSmith, stop it. I know, stop the fight. He can barely stand. Look, he can barely stand up. I mean, he can't see. His nose is bleeding.
Awesome stuff. I mean, if you want to see brutality, how brutal Roberto Duran can be. He was brutal as a lightweight.
Corner stopped the fight.
That's it, man.
Roberto
That's
Duran is the junior middleweight
Duran
champion
is
of the world.
So happy. I wonder if the singing of Happy Birthday is on this this tape, George.
I don't think so. I don't think you can hear it. You think I could turn it up?
Yeah, bro. I mean, this was such a great moment for Roberto Duran fans, even for if you got to love Davey Moore. I very, very seldom do I ever pick a fighter that I favor. I just love boxing. People think oh yeah, bullshit. No, honest to God, I don't, man. I love to see two fighters going at it, and I celebrate with the loser, with the winner. I mourn with the loser, and even riding with Davey Moore, you had to love this fight, because you didn't see the end of Davey Moore. You look at Bob Arum back there too, man. Look at that young Bob Arum with a head full of hair, man. Damn.
Yeah.
And the thing about Roberto Duran too, I remember when he fought this lightweight, Ray Lampkin. And I think he came to Madison Square Garden too. Knocked him out in the 14th round. Ray Lampkin had to go to the hospital. And they told Roberto Duran at the press conference, and that famous line, next time he goes to the morgue.
Duran was a mean dude in that ring. Look at that. That's where the crowd, I think, was singing Happy Birthday. That's why he went out of the ropes. And what a scene, man. What a moment.
Oh, yeah.
Look, they loved him. They're still cheering. They're still cheering.
And Duran's crying. Look at he's crying, man.
When have you ever seen Duran so emotional? Like with happiness? Usually it's rage.
Never. I mean, Duran probably felt like this was the greatest night of his life up to that point, man. This was his we're not going to say swan song because we know it's coming up, man. But this could have been a great way to exit boxing.
Yeah, look, we could do that for how many fighters? Like if they would have left at a certain time and the story, but it's rare when boxers have storybook endings. It really is.
Yeah, rare indeed. Even I can't really think of any. I try to say Marvin Hagler, but he went out on an Ellen. He went out bitter. I mean, I'm glad he never came back. And George, that's another thing, man. 2 days is the first anniversary of Marvin Hagler, and I'm going to do a show. I want to get on there and talk Marvin Hagler, maybe show some fights. I hope you're game for it, bro. Because if you're around, my brother. Yeah, you're more than welcome to jump on or jump off, whatever you can do, bro.
I don't say no. So
that's one of the things I love about you. I love women that don't say no, and for some reason, my brother, I love you. You don't say no.
Man.
And he doesn't even look winded right now. He looks like he could go another 8 rounds. And Roberto Duran could. He was a 15-round fighter.
He was just he knew what he was doing in the ring. I mean, offensively, defensively, he knew. He was very relaxed in there. He knew all the tricks.
Yes,
I
he
mean,
did. Yes, he did.
the guy had 100 and he had 103 wins when his career ended. 103 wins, 16 losses. But
Dr. Paul Evans, bro. Good night, my man. Thank you for coming in, bro. So a lot of our brothers overseas in the UK, man, and God bless them. They're running 2 o'clock, man. So, and they're still over here
yeah,
partying with us, man. So shout out to my brother, Dr. Paul Evans, out there. We're gonna smoke one for you. Don't you worry, my brother.
once they do there's the decision. Michael Buffer. Wow, listen to the crowd.
Mm.
Hmm.
And that's a New York crowd. New York crowds are notoriously loud.
That place is packed.
Oh, sold out, I believe, that night.
All right. Watch some replays and then
Yeah,
then we'll
then
move on.
we'll start talking about the next fight. We can
Oh,
take that one down.
oh. Man, what a
Great
night.
stuff, bro. Great stuff.
So this Barkley fight was from 1989. Duran had, let's see, before I find it. So Duran had been, after this fight, he fought Marvin Hagler. He lost a decision. Then he got just destroyed by Tommy Hearns, and everyone said his career's over. And he kept fighting. And, he lost to Robbie Sims, Hagler's brother. He didn't really have a big win leading up to the Barkley fight, but he got a shot at Iran Barkley.
That's what they looked like a few years back.
Look at that.
I spoke to Iran Barkley on Major Key's show. Anybody around New York looking for a trainer, man? Iran Barkley's looking for fighters to train. So
Barkley sounds good too.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
So I've got it. It's queued up. Unless, do you want to set up?
No, bro, I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready to go. We can put it up there.
We'll tell Iran Barkley. This is the perfect example where we say styles make fights. Barkley knocked out Tommy Hearns to win the belt. Tommy Hearns destroyed Roberto Duran. So going into this fight, Duran was older. Duran got knocked out by Hearns. Barkley beat Hearns. So everyone's thinking Duran's done. He's washed up. Guess what? And guess who's calling the fight again? Sweet hair Buffer.
I'm sorry. I turned my mic off. My dog was whining in the chair. I think he's gone through a little bit of a nightmare over there. You know how you ever see him? Your dogs do that, George?
Yes, I have a dog, and my dog. Someone was delivering something a few minutes ago. My dog goes crazy.
Oh, mine does. Mine does when the mailman's up there. I walk him all the time. He sees the mailman. The mailman pets him. But when the mailman's walking up there with making deliveries, it's like the Russians are invading. Crazy stuff. But yeah, here we go, man. We're going to Atlantic City, New Jersey right now. We're going to see another fight. Roberto Duran came in as the underdog.
Big
and
underdog.
Believe me, nobody thought he was going to beat Iran Barkley. Iran had just knocked out Thomas Hearns and then beat him again. Duran, once again, he had to prove people. Nobody had any chance in this fight. He was once again moving up another 8 pounds, moving up to super middleweight. You know, this
84-7, 61
80,
knockouts.
amazing record, 84-7. But a lot of those wins, they were expected to be end of career wins. I remember watching this fight, and I was amazed. You know, we're gonna see some, and Duran's fans up there. Look at those diehard Panamanians waving that flag.
This fight was an AC. There was a huge snowstorm going into this fight. Like, I'm surprised so many people were there because there was a blizzard in Atlantic City. Barkley, I forgot. Barkley's from the Bronx. I think Davey Moore was from the Bronx too. Guys from the Bronx didn't have much luck with Roberto Duran. And
Yeah,
and Moore was a friend of Barkley's too.
yeah. I was just gonna say More talked about Barkley
Yeah.
talked about Moore
And
when
Moore
I
had died a year before this fight. Davey Moore lost his life.
tragic. A lot of bittersweet tragedies in boxing.
Yeah.
But look at Iran Barkley. He's a man. He just looks like a
He's
gorilla in there.
so
His
much
face
bigger.
is- and,
So
and,
much
and,
bigger than Duran.
oh, and just that look on his face, he just looked like stone cold. He didn't look like he ever smiled in his life back then. You know, Iran Barkley had that face that would, I mean, damn, put fear into you. But doesn't put fear into Roberto Duran. Once again, we underestimated Roberto Duran. I did. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Roberto Duran came on like a killer.
Look
And
how much
he's
bigger Barkley is.
unbelievably big. Barkley had won the light heavyweight championship when he beat Hearns.
Well, the second time, the first time, because he hadn't fought Hearns. I'm sorry, he hadn't fought Hearns the second time
Okay.
yet. He had knocked out Tommy to win this belt at 160. So they hadn't had their second fight yet.
And he went on to fight as heavyweight. I mean, he's fought some named heavyweights in there. So you know,
Yeah.
Harry Coetzee. So Barkley got huge in the latter part of his career. Was Duran did too, but Barkley got
I mean, he was fighting over
heavyweight
200 pounds.
size.
Yeah, he was fighting over 200 pounds.
Hey, shout out to my man Slugger Sam, just came in the room. Salute to you, my brother. Hope it was a good day at work. We're watching the second fight in the amazing career of Roberto Duran. You know, Hall of Fame, first ballot. I mean, damn, they'd build a Hall of Fame around Roberto Duran today.
Yeah, these are the comeback fights where Duran just rejuvenated his career.
Duran was written off. He was set to go to the old folks' home, but damn, the beautiful part of a fighter like Roberto Duran to turn back the clock for a night, even if it's just a night. But he's fighting a killer in here. Barkley knocked out Thomas Hearns, destroyed Darren Van Horn.
Mm-hmm.
He went. He got beat by James Toney, but it was a hell of a fight, and that was how that was one of the huge fights in Iran Barkley's career, the Barkley Toney fight. I believe that was WBC middleweight title, wasn't it, George?
It was either middleweight or at 168. You're right. It might have been middleweight, but James Toney
Another
took
one, man.
care of Barkley. I mean, he took Barkley tried, but he was. I mean, a lot of guys were in over their head when they got in the ring with James Toney.
Oh yes. Another great fighter who, through the magic of this internet, I've been able to talk to, and man, you know, I mean, James, it was just great to talk to him. He's articulate. People say, "Oh, you can't understand him." No, you can understand him. He might not be able to understand you, bro. And he's joking me. He's going Brucey, and bro, I mean, it was just so cool. I'll never
Tell you
forget
what, Duran just shook. I don't remember. I haven't seen this fight in years. Duran just shook Barkley with about 10 seconds ago. He landed a right and went after him. So
And
here's
you can
another
see-
fighter saying, "What the hell? Like, Duran's supposed to be done. This is 5 years, or it's almost 6 years after he fought Davey Moore. 6 years later." 6 years later. And he and
Incredible.
Barkley just got wobbled at the end of that first round.
Yeah, I can remember that from seeing this fight the first. Here we go. We're gonna see
Now
it
let's
again.
see if they're smart, they're going to show that. Boom!
Boom.
Look at him! Look at him wobble.
Yep.
That
Oh
was the
yeah.
shot.
And Duran's just he's out of time. Otherwise, he would have went in there for the kill.
You know, and Duran, he did the same thing. Davey Moore, he got respect in that first round. He just wobbled Barkley in that first round.
Yep. Once again, man. And you know, it's funny when Roberto Duran gets in a fight and gets lathered up. He seems to lose years on his face. You know, the hair gets slicked down, and it's the way we see Duran. You know, glistening and sweat, and you know he's got those beady little black eyes looking right through you, man. Oh,
I think Joe Frazier might have been the one that said he looked like
Charles Manson.
Yeah,
and that got back to Roberto Duran, and he didn't know who Charles Manson was, and they told him who Charles Manson was, and he said, "Yeah, that's me, man." You know,
that's a bad dude, man.
That was at ringside. That was at the Sugar Ray Leonard Roberto Duran 1 fight. Joe Frazier was doing commentary. Never forget that line, man. He reminds me of Charles Manson.
And Barkley was a big middleweight too. I mean, he's like 6'1", 6'2". He's a big, strong middleweight that Roberto Duran is in, the former lightweight champion.
Facts right there, man.
And Duran, man. And look, boy, there was another packed house. Duran landed 2 left hooks.
And you know, salute to you, my brother. Thanks for coming in, man. 168 right here, my man.
This is 160.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here we go. Now it's coming back to me. Barkley won this middleweight title from Thomas Hearns.
Yeah.
And he lost it to Roberto Duran.
Yep.
So this is when Duran won his middleweight title, his 4th title.
4th title.
Great stuff. And I remember the blizzard this night too. Now that I'm getting back into it, hitting on the Toka 2, George. It's coming right back to me over here, bro.
Now we just need to see a picture of you from 1989.
Man,
when this fight happened.
I gotta get the wife to dig in there. She'll find something in there. I know they do exist. I have my license pictures, maybe a few mug shots, but I don't have any of me in my disco suits and my my bopping around, my leather pants.
Well, this is 80s now, so this is 89. So I'd love to see like what you were rocking in.
Let's see, 89, man, 89. Oh Christ, 89 was a pretty funky year. I was wearing hand-me-downs in 89, man. I was anything you give me, bro. I was.
I mean, the 80s were almost over when this fight happened.
Yes, they were, and man, if you survive the 80s, then then you can join in. Awesome time to grow up. And Duran, perpetual motion in here too. I never really noticed that. His hands are constantly moving.
His head is moving. He's moving his upper body. Rolling with punches. I mean, that's just a guy who, he came into this fight with 80 plus fights, and he learned in every one of them. Because again, he's fighting a bigger guy. When Duran moved up to 147, everybody he fought was bigger than him. Everyone.
Even, Sugar Ray Leonard was bigger than him. Thomas Hearns was a giant when he went in with Thomas. That was 154. But even at lightweight, Duran was never a physically imposing fighter. He was just fast, strong, tenacious, and he carried that up all the way to 160 over here, man. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. And look at the Panamanians in the audience, the Duran fans.
That was just a Duran. There were a lot of non-Panamanians in that crowd that were just Duran fans because, I mean, there's a second round, so it's still early, but he's the sentimental favorite. But I think people expected Barkley as the fight went on. He's the bigger, stronger guy, so he was going to wear down Duran at some point. And once again, it didn't happen.
Nope.
And it's crazy because Duran like Conchona said, he didn't age as quickly in the ring as others because of his defense and technique. That's true. But Duran also abused his body in between fights. I mean, he would go up to over 200 pounds. So usually that takes years off your career too. And it's incredible that that Duran did as well as he did with the way he just, I mean, gorged himself with food and alcohol
Well,
and
no, well,
women
he wasn't. It wasn't so much with the alcohol; it was the food, alcohol, and drugs.
and the women. But let me tell you,
Oh yes, oh yeah.
he'd be
His
over
wife
200
told him out so
pounds.
many
He would be
times.
over 200 pounds in between fights. And boy, it he fought into his 50s, I think, or late 40s.
Roberto Duran fought in five decades.
That's crazy. His last fight was 2001.
60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. I mean, damn. I don't know if anybody out there has even walked through 5 different decades. This man has had boxing gloves on in 5 different decades, fighting somebody that wanted to take his head off in most of those decades. Unbelievable, man. Just the longevity and what he's doing with a giant beast who had just knocked out Thomas Hearns, and everybody feared Iran Barkley back then. He was killer. He was one of those tough New York middleweights who was not going to go away. Yeah, he would lose a decision, but man, he'd come right back. And I mean, just they say his sister was better than he was.
Yeah. Boy, Duran was out jabbing him at points too.
He's getting Barkley's definitely got the reach advantage, but Duran's negating that with that head speed and that side to side movement. Now Barkley's starting to go downstairs, and this was a close fight too. This was not the Davey Moore fight.
Oh, yeah, and Barkley just landed a couple good hooks. But Barkley being the bigger, stronger guy, I was surprised that why wasn't he coming forward more? But now that I saw that first round and he got wobbled at the end of that first round, fighters don't forget that. And I think Barkley knew, like, I can't just come in here reckless against this guy because he wobbled him at the end of that first round. So Barkley's not coming in reckless and crazy.
I've heard fighters ask that question. They say, what's more effective, wobbling somebody early in the round or wobbling him at the end of the round? And I've heard fighters say, I like to send him back on his stool knowing that he's going to come out to a slaughterhouse. So,
I mean, that's exactly what happened at the end of the first. So Barkley, I mean, he's not just rushing in. He knows that Duran can hurt him.
That he can. That he can.
The score, the scorecards in that, to go back to the Moore fight, Moore didn't win a round on any of the scorecards, which now this is a much different fight. This is a much closer fight.
Yes, sir. Davey Moore, it was a beatdown. Iran Barkley's going toe to toe with Roberto Duran, and he's landing too. Look at him right there. He's telling Roberto Duran, "I got you." Yeah, Roberto Duran breathing through the nose, taking nice deep breaths, getting his instructions. He doesn't have 100 people talking to him because you don't have to talk to Roberto Duran. He just needs that one person. It was Ray Arcel. I mean, I'm sure he's probably listening to Ray Arcel right now. But yeah, Iran Barkley, those huge shoulders too. It looks like he got coconuts for shoulders.
Con Shonery said Barkley could have won this fight easily by keeping on the outside, using his height and reach advantage. But he could have, but that wasn't really Barkley's style. He wasn't a classic boxer. I mean, he had a nice jab and he showed it, but Barkley was a brawler, man. He was a banger. He can't help it. He loves being in a dog fight. He couldn't be like Tommy Hearns here and just jab him and land right hands.
Yeah, that was interesting the way he beat Thomas Hearns, man. Barkley, multifaceted fighter. A lot more talent than people give him credit for, because he was a good stand-up boxer. You can see when he squares off, he's got that classic jab.
And as you said that, he landed a few jabs.
But he can't resist a dogfight, especially with somebody like Duran, who he's supposed to manhandle.
Oh, and Duran landed 3 little shots on the inside
Mm-hmm.
and another right hand. Just in
Insane stuff here, man.
and I mean, I can't help but say it again how much bigger Barkley is. And Barkley was landing shots and they didn't move Duran, at least not yet. And I haven't seen this fight in years, so that's why I didn't remember what happened at the end of the first round. And Barkley has been landing punches. This was not a Davey Moore fight where Duran just steamrolled the guy. Barkley
Oh,
was in this fight.
I watched this fight the other night. Somebody had it on. I was talking to him in their chat. It was some crazy cat like myself just decided to put it on, and beautiful. I love chopping it up. I love watching it, and sure enough, I brings back the memories and just the magnitude of the fight and the magnitude of Roberto Duran. I mean, like the man and the underdog. In so many fights, he went in as the underdog too.
They're going toe to toe.
Toe to toe.
Roberto Duran's
The
going
fans
toe
are
to
on their
toe.
feet. And Barkley looks like he's getting the better of it here too, to me.
Man.
Yeah, Duran nonstop. I was thinking he was going to step back a little bit. Nope, he just feinted, came forward. And the fans are on their feet. They're applauding this fight.
They're on their feet in the
money
fourth
back.
round. In the fourth round, they're on their feet.
Now, what kind of instructions do you think Iran's getting right now? What do you think they're telling him in his
I mean,
corner?
I think they would want him to be a little more physical with him, because when he stands on the outside, even though he's got the reach, Duran is able to hit him with the jab. But it's funny because on the inside, like right there, that beautiful right hand by
Slick.
Duran was just I don't know what they could be saying to him, because Duran on the inside was just, look at all those shots. He was so effective on the inside against Barkley. What do you do? I mean, because Barkley's game wasn't to jab and throw right hands. That just wasn't his game. It doesn't mean he couldn't do it, but I don't know if he was disciplined enough to just do that.
It just appears, and shout out to 817 Boxing over here, man. Boxing B, salute to you, man. Thanks for coming in, man. Thanks for stopping in. Don't forget to throw us a sub, throw us a like over here. You got Tuesday night at the fights with Bruce Goes and George Jakovic over here, man. We're reviving an institution over here, bro.
That's right.
And I've even gotten some suggestions for future Tuesday night fights, George. Somebody wants to see a Tuesday night Tex Cobb fight. Tuesday night Tex Cobb night.
Well, and that I don't want to say that Larry Holmes fight, although that made Howard Cosell get out of the business. So,
well, I'm telling you, bro, people are digging on this. If they're digging on it half as much as I am, man, we're going to be here for a few weeks.
Few weeks. We want to be here as
There
long
we go.
as how many years did USA fights run? Tuesday night fights. That's what we
Well,
want.
I didn't want to ingratiate myself so much to you, bro, but you know, a week, a year, a month, man, I'm going to be here till I leave this place feet first. So Tuesday night fights, it is what it is, bro, and I love it. I look at these guys, wide punches on the inside. This is amazing that somebody doesn't get hit with an uppercut inside here. Somebody did.
And Barkley is starting to wing his shots.
Yeah,
Barkley's
yeah,
landing
man.
a lot of shots, body shots, and again, he's just bigger.
He is, and he's using his reach advantage now. Where Duran, I think Duran is kind of respecting this power a little bit. He's not coming inside so recklessly anymore.
Well, Duran, yeah, that's his defense. He knew he was up against a strong guy, so and
But a
Barkley
great
showed some good
defensive
work in
fighter.
this
Marvin
round.
Hagler really couldn't land much on him.
Hmm.
I mean, great. Oh,
You know, I still think Hagler in that Duran fight, I think he was a little starstruck, and that was Hagler's first moment in like a mega fight. And I think he gave Duran way too much respect, but he won that fight. In the last 2 rounds, he was really, I mean, he was beating Duran
yeah.
up. He was beating him up the 14th and 15th round.
Yeah, I had that fight a clear 4 or 5 round decision
Yeah.
easily. Oh, Duran, and now Duran's getting inside. Now Duran's starting to land some punches. Joe Cortez. I haven't
And
seen Joe
and
Cortez,
and Barkley looks a little tired.
yeah, and his left eye looks a little bit like it's starting to close.
Well, it's funny. He would go into the ring. It looked like his eyes were closing. Like he
Yeah.
just had that look like he had just been in a
Oh,
fight.
he looks like he's in the he's the head the king of the gang, man. Barkley looks like he's been in street fights, barroom fights. Oh yeah, he's got the gauze on that eye. There's got to be some cuts there.
Well, Tommy Hearns had him, I mean,
Oh,
bleeding like
we
nobody's business
we
in
could
that
have
fight.
added that fight to our fights we showed last week, man.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to have a Blood Night Part 2 coming up or something, man.
Look, we could have 10 of those.
We
10.
could go 7 days a week and we could come up with a fresh idea. My
Yeah.
brother Scrapbook, man. Salute to you, bro. I bet Scrapbook was in the second round at this fight. Shout out, man. Shout out to Scrapbook, man.
That's awesome. Scrapbook was at this fight.
Oh,
See,
he just said, yeah.
That's what
I
I
was
love.
I was at this bout ringside. This was the
Just
night
so
Roberto Duran gave Michael.
Scrapbook could tell us firsthand like how that snowstorm was. I'm sure
I'm
it wasn't
sure
easy unless he was staying at a hotel down there.
this was the night that Roberto Duran gave Michael Carbajal the nickname Little Hands of Stone.
Look at
I didn't
that.
know that, man. Shout out Scrapbook, man. Always dropping gems, man, wherever you go. But you know what we're here for. We're here to dig on Roberto Duran. We just saw Roberto and Davey Moore. I don't know if you were at that fight, bro. Probably were. Now we just went a few years ahead of time. Atlantic City, another time where Roberto Duran just takes a drink from that fountain of youth and surprises us all. I mean, hands of stone. Just he lives up to his reputation once again. Great night, great fight. I remember watching this on close. At home, I had the black box. I think this was on. It might have been one of the TV KO fights that was a great series, man. Great week that a once a month pay-per-view series that they had, and so many good fights. And man, Roberto Duran, he gets these spurts where Scrapbook was there. Now we just Scrapbook. You'll have to go back and check. You've seen it a million times. Yeah, bro. You know it, my brother. We just discussed that fight. We just dissected it, and now we moved on to this classic over here, man. And
Barkley. I mean, this is just his style, but he wings a lot of his shots, and that was just tailor made for Duran. Because Duran had those short shots that he just would slip inside of those winging shots. Barkley, there were points in this fight he showed a good jab and a good straight right, but he just would let those shots go wide, and Duran would step inside and just counter and get off his quick shots. Yeah, see, Scrapbook knows. Scrapbook knows what's up.
We were hitting on that Scrapbook. We were wondering exactly where Tony Ayala fit into this picture, and was he supposed to fight Davey Moore?
He was supposed to fight Davey Moore, and
he got busted, and so Roberto Duran stepped in.
So
is that the way it played out, my brother?
That was supposed to be easy money for Davey Moore.
Mm-hmm.
And this was supposed to be easy money for Barkley.
This was classic, man. I believe this was split decision too, wasn't it?
It was.
Great night, man. In the blizzard. Scrapbook, how'd you get to this fight? Was it snowing as much as I recall? Because I remember New England, I believe this was one of the we had to break out the snow shovel the next day and deal with 3-4 feet the next morning. And you got a packed house up there, bro.
Yeah, boy, it didn't stop the people from coming to this fight.
No, it's such a pleasure watching this fight. Especially when I got a room full of people who appreciate it and sharing their thoughts with us. It's the closest thing I think we're ever going to get to a time machine over here, George. My
Yeah,
brother.
yeah, yep. But that's why it. You can talk about today's fights like we talked about Chocolatito and how he rejuvenated his career recently, and that's why we're doing these Roberto Duran fights, because these two fights were nights where he did the same thing that people wrote him off, and he showed them that not all great fighters can be written off that easily.
And here we go, round number 7. Iran Barkley heavily greased up on that left eye. That right hand is going in there at will. Every time Roberto Duran throws it, and he knows where he's going to, man. Duran's a sharpshooter.
He threw a beautiful right hand too, Duran. Just went to the bottom. I mean, we sound like a broken record, but look, I mean, they're going toe to toe. They're going toe. He's going toe to toe with big Iran Barkley.
I mean, these styles just matched up so beautifully, and neither style got the advantage.
I mean,
it was back and forth all the way.
If I was watching this fight live, I would have been rooting for Duran. I didn't see it live, but I would have been saying, man, at some point, Barkley's just too young and too big, and he's going to wear him down. I'm thinking probably 7, 8, 9, he's going to wear Duran down. And it didn't happen.
Nope, no sir.
I mean, they are going. This entire round has been back and forth.
This whole fight basically has. I've not seen a clear advantage. We talk about discrepancies in scoring today, bro. You can see how it's such a subjective sport. It all depends on where you're sitting, what styles that you're impressed with, because both of these guys are superlative in their attacks. Look at Iran Barkley with that beautiful 1-2, and then holding on the inside, pushing back out.
Barkley just landed 2 hooks and a right.
Oh my God! And Roberto Duran doesn't even look like he was phased.
And this is a Duran who had been knocked out like one of the
like nobody
knockouts by Tommy Hearns.
No other knockout.
And now he's just taking all these shots.
John McSmith says Iran Barkley would destroy Saul Alvarez. Man, I wasn't expecting that, bro. But I see that, and dude, are you right? Can you imagine Iran Barkley chasing Alvarez in a ring? I don't think Canelo would even get near Iran Barkley. He'd have every excuse. He'd go up in weight. He'd go down in weight. He'd retire. He'd come back. Man, I don't think that he'd go near Iran Barkley. I'm sorry. Iran Barkley would be too much for Canelo Alvarez, in my opinion.
I'd love to see that fight. Man, that was
Barkley did.
What a round. What a round. What a round that was.
Oh, yeah. Barkley. When I talked to Barkley in that room over at Major Keys, he said that's his biggest regret. He didn't get that Sugar Ray Leonard fight. He was promised a fight, and
look, everybody
wants boxers, man. You know how they treat boxers. But yeah, he was let down big from that fight, man. Scrapbook knows that.
So this is just inside. No one. That's where he landed two left hooks and a right hand.
We saw a rematch with Duran and Vinny Pazienza, but we never got to see the rematch in this fight. I don't remember what happened to Barkley or to Duran, but this fight, if any fight warranted a rematch, I don't know why Barkley didn't have that in the clause.
Well, I can tell you. I mean, why would Duran take that? Because after this fight, he got the 3rd Sugar Ray Leonard fight. That's the money. That was the money fight. At this, Duran wanted to turn this into a payday, and he did. Sugar Ray said, "Look, he just beat Barkley. He's relevant again." So they took that third. They made that trilogy, which was not a good fight, but that ended the Four Kings show. It ended the '80s. It was one of the last fights of 1989.
But
It was this same year.
wouldn't you think Barkley would have it in the contract, a rematch clause?
Yeah, but boxing contracts mean nothing. And even if it wasn't the contract,
Oh, was that a slip or did he get hurt?
no, he caught him because you could tell the way Barkley reacted. And you can hear Al Bernstein. But yeah, even if it was in the contract, I mean, what happened after this fight? Leonard Duran 3.
Yeah,
Leonard
and
Duran.
that's such a classic story. I don't know if that was an HBO production where Sugar Ray went to Panama, and they finally buried the hatchet.
Oh yeah, that wasn't that was I forget who did that doc, but
Classic.
yeah. Oh, Barkley's trying to take Duran out.
Okay, scrapbook. There we go. Now he's putting it in order. Barkley moved up to fight Hearns for light, and so Barkley did win that light heavyweight title. What did he do with it? Did he relinquish it? I don't remember Barkley doing anything with the light heavyweight championship.
Yeah. I do remember when Hearns beat Virgil Hill, though, and I thought Hearns was going to
with a
beat
body
Barkley in the
shot.
rematch.
Oh, was it Virgil? Was it Roy Jones or was it Virgil Hill who gave? Excuse me, was it Roy Jones or was it Thomas Hearns who beat Virgil Hill with that body shot? I think
That
that
was
was
Roy
Roy
Jones. He
Oh,
made him
that was
scream.
yeah. Oh,
He was on the
man.
canvas just screaming.
Okay, Nigel Benn knocked him down for the light heavyweight title. And Pigeon, watch that name. Don't call us idiots. Have some respect in here. I'll put you on timeout again. I'll put you on the permanent timeout. So behave, my brother.
So I think this round took something. And look,
Oh
end of the
yeah,
round,
yeah.
Duran
The
lands.
man landed a nice combo. But look at him put up his hands in defiance. This is a. I bet this fight is neck and neck on paper.
But Barkley used a lot of energy in that round because he went for broke once he had Duran hurt, and hopefully they'll show the replay, and we'll see what happened. But here we
Here
go.
we go.
Oh, left
Boom!
hook.
Oh, that was that early. What a left hook! That was that slip that we.
And Barkley, I mean,
Sweat flying.
I mean, you
Duran
saw
almost went
Barkley.
down.
He really used a lot of energy trying to get Duran out of there, and it didn't happen. Didn't even knock him down.
It doesn't look like either one of these guys is discouraged right now.
Yeah, Barkley's left eye is closing. Boy, and Duran's not taking a backward step. He's I mean, it's so weird. Like right now, Barkley's moving. Barkley was moving back in the beginning of that round against the smaller Duran. Like I'm not sure what unless Barkley's tired here because he's trying to box.
Yep. Barkley is definitely emotion. He's not. He just doesn't. He doesn't go away. He doesn't back off. He's trying to move forward constantly. but yeah, he's got some nice defensive skills in there. I mean, but both of these guys, you can tell they're dedicated gym rats. They both know every trick in the book. You don't see any amateur stuff in here. It's all high quality. Punches right on the button, no wasted motion. Really, really professional.
Yeah, Barkley though was not a good defensive fighter. He could be hit, but that's what made him exciting, because he was vulnerable. He could be hit, but he would fight back. I mean, he had some bad losses. Nigel Benn knocked him out in a round, but he always tried his best. He didn't have the natural skill of a lot of fighters, but definitely defensively, he was a little bit challenged, and Duran took advantage of it.
Barkley he was always like a B-side fighter where like he pulled the upset on like Michael Olajide,
right?
Darren Van Horn,
right?
Just he was just the kind of a fighter who was kind of brought in it to fill a role, but yeah, he'd leave with he'd leave in victory. So that's what he caught on, and then he beat Thomas Hearns for a belt and
beat him twice. The only guy to decision Tommy Hearns, the only guy to beat him twice. So you can't like Fava's saying he was a clown. I mean, okay, that clown beat Tommy Hearns twice. So say what you want about him, but he won belts in multiple divisions, and he beat Tommy Hearns twice.
Oh yeah.
He was a flawed fighter, but he was
ESPN and Tuesday night, the original Tuesday night fights. Barkley was on many a Tuesday night fight. Cut his skin on Tuesday night fights.
Hearns was washed. See, I mean, Hearns was washed, but Hearns also, came back to, after he lost to Barkley, he came back to beat Virgil Hill. So, Barkley was not a great fighter, but
man, but he fit so well into that middleweight, super middleweight.
He had an incredible career.
And he could beat any one of them on any given night. That was the beautiful thing about Iran Barkley. He was A+ fighter. Anytime any of these legends didn't have a 100% night, don't get in there against Iran Barkley.
10th round. See, yeah, at this point, it's pretty clear Duran's not going away.
Jay Blues, man, salute my brother. Watching some classics over here, brother. I'm smoking some classic bud. My brother George, man, he takes the wheel when I'm seeing double, and he pays my speeding tickets for me, and I'm along for the ride here, man.
I'm your wingman. I got
there you. There we go.
I'm your designated driver.
Yep. So I can kick back and enjoy myself on this.
That's right.
Beautiful Tuesday evening, Tuesday night at the fights, man. We're waiting for Mad Chad was going to come up earlier, man. We talked about it. He was psyched, man. He was even getting ready, practicing, trying to get that main drawl out of his mouth. Said he was going to take a nap. I think he must have taken either he took a dirt nap or he's just called it a night. So I'll have to talk to Mad Chad in a little bit. But we miss you over here, brother.
Yeah.
Same thing with G5, man. We had we like to have the B-side ready in case me and George have to take a bathroom break or I got to change the bong water. So we like having having a couple of guys ready here, good talkers, man.
Duran just landed a few shots.
Barkley upset James the Heat Kitchen. Another one, yeah, right. Another one, man. Barkley did upsets, many upsets, man. Scott Book, you got to get on here one of these days, bro. Tuesday night fights, man. It would be a pleasure. I'm sure my brother George would be honored, and we make history over here, man. Oh, here we go. Oh man, look at toe-to-toe action. What an action fight this is, man. There has not been any downtime at all. Thank you, brother. Yeah, this is This is just not a. There's not a dull moment in this fight. The announcer was.
Duran.
Who'd you say was Al Bernstein calling this fight?
Al Bernstein, I don't remember who he was calling it with, but Al Bernstein was the one of the announcers. Ugh. Mm.
Yeah, and Joe Cortez, he's getting all he has to do is break the fighters up. I don't see him scold anybody for low blows. No elbows, no rough stuff. These guys have been really perfect gentlemen in here, man.
Well, yeah, and that's very unlike Duran
with Bernstein.
Duran really roughed up Davey Moore in their fight, and this fight, it was a very clean fight. I mean, no thumbing, no low blows. I mean, 10 rounds in, a close fight. Danny Drew, bet I'm the only one wearing a USA Tuesday Night Fight sweatshirt. That's awesome. Oh, man. If we had, you're right. If we had those sweatshirts, I would have it on right now. Man. I would have it on right now.
Yeah, I really I feel crazy. I didn't know today was the anniversary of Ali Frazier won, bro.
Yes, you did.
That's my favorite fight of all time.
Yes, you did. You knew it.
No, George.
You're feeling good.
I'm not gonna bullshit you. I didn't know it. I would have changed that whole chemistry tonight, man. Wow, I can't believe I'm such a moron. And I'm an Ali fanboy. I was talking about him last night and then the day before.
We talked about it at the beginning of our show.
Yeah, I know we did. I know
that it was the anniversary.
I was talking to myself. I'm saying, you stupid old man, you didn't remember that? And then the other side is saying, come on, man.
Everybody is doing that. Trust me, plenty of people did Ali Frazier today.
I'm going to do it by myself. That was like that. That was such a time in history, man. Oh, and I was when I was growing up. I saw that everything, the country torn apart. The Vietnam War. Oh, bro.
You have a picture from March 8th, 1971?
I don't know, man. I don't
know.
How
old were you?
I was in 1971. I was 16.
Oh man, so you were in high school.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? I was an Ali fan, and the Joe Frazier fans, they didn't like us, man. They were the hard hats, and I was a fucking anti-war person, and bro, it was a happening. It was like fucking like, dude. I'm sorry that I didn't do that show, but this is great, man. We'll think about that maybe in a little bit. It's still early, and we're in the 11th round of a great fight, man. A great fight here. Iran Barkley with Roberto Duran.
This has been
back and forth. And watch what's coming up. Don't close your eyes. Iran Barkley, tough fighter. John McSmith, you got that, brother, man. Man, we are. It's just boxing everywhere. And look at Roberto over here. Oh. Wow! Oh,
this is just adding to the legend of Roberto Duran.
Great, bro. And Joe Cortez, he's not even thinking about stopping this action. He knows there's not going to be a clinch. Barkley goes down. He gets up. He's up on his feet at the count of 6, 7, 8. And there we go. Standing 8 count. Get them together again. What a woo! If this was a close fight, I think that just put the nail in the coffin right there.
Boy, what's going through Barkley's head at this point? Like his best friend Davey Moore was beaten years before. He was going to get revenge for Davey, who had passed away a year before this fight, and then he's just got dropped by Roberto Duran, just like Davey Moore got dropped by Roberto Duran.
And look at Iran. He's walking. He's trying to tell everybody, maybe even trying to tell himself. Sheesh. Amazing. Atlantic City, New Jersey. Scrapbook at second row over here, man. You got the blackjack tables and the slot machines back when there weren't even a lot of them around. Now they're in every state.
Look at that. Just a right hand,
Oh,
left hook,
oh,
right hand.
oh,
I mean, he was just
damn.
literally landing rights and lefts, and
I think Barkley thought that he had Duran hurt, and he stepped back to admire his work for a second.
Duran had some right hand.
He did, and he's got that left eye of Barkley, who has that eye. If you notice, his bone on his brow comes out far.
Yeah.
And there was an operation that they were doing back in the day. They're peeling back the skull and actually filing the bone down.
Yeah, didn't Anafermo do that before he fought Hagler the
Anafermo,
second
yeah.
time? Didn't help him. Didn't help him.
Bro, my man on Tuesday Night Boxing, Sean O'Grady, had that done.
Really?
Yeah. Matthew Saad Mohammed. I can remember seeing ads for that in the back of old Ring magazines. I don't have the any of those right that I've bumped into, but yeah, there were ads about that. Any boxers having that problem to see this certain doctor who was performing the operation. Crazy, man. No internet back then. Everything was word of mouth. Or if you want to know anything about boxing,
hey,
go out.
Guess who's going to join us? G5's about to hop in.
All right, my brother G5.
He always gets in right at the end, right when it's
he does. Hey, bro. That's okay, man. That's okay. Like I stated earlier, this is a hollow day over here, George.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be able to not do it, man. I don't know if I'm not going to, I'm not going to hold you a G5 to hanging out and going through Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. But bro, that was the, anybody who wasn't there, believe me, listening to it from somebody who was there is, it's worth dropping a thumbs up over here, bro.
Con Shawnery says we got to get some old light heavyweight fights up soon. We could do, you could do a whole series on that light heavyweight division back in the 80s, in the early 80s.
So many. Right from New Jersey, Mike Rossman and Mustafa Muhammad, and then you got Victor Galendez and Angel Cuello. So many of them, man. Yeah, we could do light heavyweight. We could do so much, George. It's only going to be limited by my simple imagination over here. Aside from that, we could.
Tell you what, Barkley shook off that knockdown though, and
yes, he did.
All credit to him.
Just landed a nice jab too. Still throwing those power punches. Still throwing those wide
bombs. I think at this point, Duran's probably thinking he's got the fight won, but he's still.
Just incredible stuff.
This was a really good fight. This was a really good fight.
Yep. Scrapbook mentioned it earlier. Just the styles, perfect styles, and look at right to the end. Both of them are defiant. I mean, I want to see if they hug because nothing I like better than to see two boxers embrace each other after brutal 12 round, 15 round, 10 round, 6 round, whatever it may be, man. But I love the camaraderie of boxing. How?
Yeah, but Duran didn't do that too often.
No, well, at the end he did. I've seen him do it a few times.
I saw him. Remember in that first Leonard fight, he almost pushed Leonard over.
When Leonard put his hands up. Yeah, no, Duran. But let's see what happens, man. I don't know, George. Do you remember?
Now this is an older Duran, so
yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. He, like that thing I put into my chat here, where he said he was, he wasn't an animal only when he got in the ring. The quote by Roberto Duran. Oh, I remember Stan Hoffman, that promoter, bro. Has he passed away? Do you remember him, George?
I do. Oh, they just hugged. There you go.
There we go. Yep.
There you
Oh
go.
man. You know, I love that. Doesn't that
That
make
was
you
a
feel
much
better,
more
George?
mellow Roberto Duran.
Doesn't that make you feel good, bro?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, man. Even before the decisions announced,
Yep.
because they're warriors. They both made each other a nice chunk of change. And man, I'll bet they. You just saw the picture. I posted the picture earlier, man. They love each other to this day, dude.
Oh, by the way, that's Gil Clancy with Al Bernstein. That's a nice little dream team there, calling the fight. Al
Yeah.
Bernstein and Gil Clancy. That's a great picture. You know, Jay Blues Radio said how comfortable Duran was in a fight is what blows my mind. Exactly. You can't teach that. That
No.
a fighter to be comfortable like that. The great ones
Oh.
have it though.
Oh, what a beautiful right hand. That was my dog jumping off the chair, doing a little tambourine with his collar.
Wants
I
to
was
see who
listening to
won this fight.
I was listening to one of my tapes the other day, and I could hear the dog get off the couch. And so anyway, if anybody hears that and wonders what it is, that's the old boy. He's telling me it's almost time to go out, but we still got a ways to go. He's
You
got
know what
the
I remember
control.
here? The microphone went out.
No,
And Buffer had to yell the decision. Look, the microphone went out.
Look at these guys. Look at them. No, come on. No, yeah, I did get you, man. Come on. It's like, no, I got more rounds than you. Man, I can only imagine what they're saying to each other. Michael Buffer's saying,
mad.
he's mad. He's mad. God, doesn't this bring back memories of the days of the HBO crew, bro? What would you do? How would you take over this situation?
There's nothing you could do with it. If that might, he's yelling at this point.
What do you think they're doing in the truck?
There's nothing they can do. I mean, absolutely nothing. This is a house. The house
They're
controls.
not passing a toke or two
that.
around in there. I guarantee you that. Yep,
What a time for the microphone to just crap out.
And like you said, we're in the middle of a fierce blizzard. So, you know, that's an act of God. Oh, look at that left eye. It's a slit. He still looks mean as hell, though, doesn't he? Oh, and that's the face of boxing right there, man. You know, something like that. Whatever it looks like, but the spirit is there, and that just look at that face. It's been punched. It has punched. You know it. Everything.
That was Larry Hazard, John McSmith. John McSmith was asking. Larry Hazard hugged Duran.
Yeah, Larry, New Jersey State Boxing Commissioner, I believe, at the time. And that was Levine right there. So many of these guys that I remember them from back in the 90s, you know, the 80s. Yeah, Ed Levine, I believe his name was. He's a custodian, I think maybe the New York Hall of Fame. I don't remember exactly, but a lot of these faces there, you can tell, you know who they are, and they look so much younger now than they do today. It's just amazing.
Boy, I miss the days when the ring would be filled up with 90 people like it was back then. Just filled. Like
Rocky, like who was it? Rocky's trainer picking the rope up and letting Adrian in there. Burt Young. I can't even think of his name right now.
Paulie,
yeah.
Yeah.
Go. You got the cops there. No, nobody else in the ring. And Paulie will lift that. Go. Boom. What a coup de grace. And Barkley, you know, he had such a strong chin. You could tell that just rattled him, the whole body. It wasn't a flash knockdown, because he very seldom was Iran Barkley down.
No. Michael Buffer has to yell.
Wow.
He was pissed.
Now, have you dealt with Michael Buffer before, George?
Yes. But he's a nice guy. I mean, not as I mean Jimmy Lennon Jr. is like super duper nice. You hear Buffer is telling people to be quiet so he can.
Oh, look at his
The
bodyguards in the
crowd
back.
can't hear it.
And who wants to hear it more than Barkley and Duran?
Barkley, 116, 113, Barkley.
Oh, Roberto didn't like that.
Wow. 118, 112.
And the winner.
And
The new.
So that's how the crowd found out when they lifted Duran up because they couldn't hear Buffer.
Great story, man. You know, we see these fights. Some people call them old fights, but man, we learn something new. And to me, they're just classic fights because 25, 35 years later, we're still talking about them. And look at them, man. Damn, this is what boxing's all about. You know? How often do we see that? Do we see that happen where it's like these guys just were just trying to kill each other? And then, you know, right now that it's over, it's boxing, it's what we love. And bro, it's Tuesday night fights. It's a great thing to do, you know, great thing to do. And who could we honor better than, you know, Roberto Duran? So many of these fighters we honor, and we do. But if we can just take one, dedicate a couple of hours of time, and see some of their greatest triumphs, and then see how relevant it is to what we just saw, you know, a few days ago. Yeah. Man, it just kind of makes me, oh shit, man, G5's back there, and I forgot all about him. I'm so sorry, G5, brother.
I was backstage when I came in, man. I had to.
Damn.
Bruce was too excited.
Blame it on the purple haze, bro. Blame it on the purple haze.
I was actually free today, and then my mechanic was like, "Hey, you can go ahead and drop off the Mustang." I was like, "Oh, there we go. Let me go ahead and get this situated. Go get some work done that I've been waiting to get done for the last month, but the weather been messing up everything." I was like, man, I was free too. I seen when you went live. I was like, man, I'm in the middle of transition, moving around. I got my kids. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I was like, man. I said, today I was actually good to go.
Oh, forgive me. I didn't see you back there, man.
Man, you all right, dude. It's all good, Brucey.
Hey,
George,
wait,
what's going on?
You weren't back there from the beginning.
Carry on for a second. I got to get some more water over here, bro. George, you want to keep that online right there? I'm just going to be gone for a second. I'll be
No, I wasn't back there the whole time.
So yeah, we picked two Duran fights where he kind of rejuvenated his career because, you know, Chocolatito over the weekend, he's a guy that's rejuvenated his career. He got knocked out by I can never say the guy Rungvesi. I can never say his name, but Chocolatito got just
Rumvasai?
Yes, just got obliterated. But he came back, and Chocolatito looked great the other night. And Roberto Duran, we showed two fights tonight. The first fight was 1983 against Davey Moore, and then this fight 1989 against Iran Barkley, where Duran was a huge underdog in both fights, and he knocked out Davey Moore and decisioned Iran Barkley. And you know, sometimes great fighters still have great nights in them.
Yeah. Then I mean sometimes just a switch of your nutrition or different things. Sometimes they might play dividends for certain fighters, and then some fighters, if they are great fighters, they might get a little older, but you can never take away their ring experience. And
well, that's exactly like what you just said. That's Roberto Duran. Because Iran Barkley, everyone Duran fought was bigger than him. Iran Barkley was a lot bigger than him. Bigger. And you can't teach experience. You can't teach a fighter to be calm and not get excited. And and look so
Right.
relaxed, like Roberto Duran and guys like James Toney. Like you can't teach it.
Mhm.
You can't teach it. It just comes. It just comes to some fighters naturally and over the course of a long career.
Hmm. Yeah, that experience, man, it can carry a fighter. Like they can be, just like we seen, with Chocolatito. I
Yep.
mean, Martinez. I mean, he was coming. I mean, he was swinging. He has power, but that experience factor, those championship rounds experience, like that is what I look at when I look at the fighters. I'm like, yeah, you and the fighter could be equal for us talent wise, but if you haven't been in there and had to dig deep and hit a wall and figure out how to win, you're probably not gonna beat that other fighter.
Hey,
I mean, that's just how I
G5.
look at it. Yes, sir.
I don't know if you can see your screen, right?
Yep.
Do you remember this moment when we talked about this last week when Larry Holmes kicked?
Yes.
So I had to play this. Just a bizarre moment. I don't even remember where they were.
Wait for it.
Oh yeah.
Here it comes.
So this is Larry Holmes was no longer champion, but he fought Trevor Berbick when he was a champ. Trevor Berbick won 15 rounds with him. Hey, Bruce, we were playing while we waited for you. I just wanted to play this moment we talked about last week.
Oh, not a problem. Oh, this was a great. I remember this, man.
Trevor Berbick and Larry Holmes.
Trevor Berbick was a nutcase. He was accusing Larry Holmes of all kind of crazy things, accusing his wife. I mean, it was real personal. So and Larry didn't take any shit like that.
This is only a 3-minute clip, so
that's all right, man. This was great. Nothing I like talking about better than the heavyweights. And back in the mid '80s, the early '80s. Here we go. Oh yeah. Watch Larry. Yeah. Watch Larry. Watch.
You watch out of the corner a flying Larry. Oh wait. There we
go. Yep. Flying drop kick. Drops Trevor Berbick.
Oh my God. Larry
Holmes. What a story. What a story.
Yeah. That's what got my attention. The fact that he ran on top of the car.
On top of a car.
Yeah.
It's like some movie shit. You know what I'm saying? Like a Jackie Chan stunt. Boom, boom. Let me run across the car and jump out the window.
He was saying stuff about Larry Holmes' wife. Yes, Larry.
Yeah. He told him he had no fucking morals and all this type of stuff. I mean.
So I didn't mean to get off topic, but I remember we talked about this last week, just the moment. And if no one had ever seen Larry Holmes drop kick Trevor Berbick from the top of a car, former heavyweight champion Larry Holmes, that was the moment.
Well, I mean, Larry Holmes. Once it's another guy that we could do a story about Larry Holmes. We could do a show about him. Just two of his vast repertoire of fights that he put on. There we go, man. I keep forgetting I'm at the wheel over here, George.
You're at the wheel.
Well, like I said, until I start seeing double. So yeah, man, Roberto Duran. One thing I remember about reading in that book, I Am Duran. See, at the end of his career, he knew not to blow up as much as he did in his early stages of his career. So he went to the restaurants, but he had the discipline back towards the end of his career because he knew he had to take that weight off. And the older you got, the harder it was to take those pounds off.
But again, like he just, I mean, he was so relaxed. It didn't matter what weight he was fighting. It didn't matter how old he was. He was just so relaxed in there, didn't waste any movement. And that's something you can't teach.
Great stuff. There we go. I just got up and get me another one here and just kick back. G5, what are you puffing on over there, brother?
Oh man, I got a couple strands, and I got a package on its way to me. So yeah, I'm good.
So Bruce,
What? I got some Zaza, Brucey.
Zala
Some Zaza.
Zaza. After the
Mhm.
famous, after the famous Zaza Gabor. I'll go read about that. I always like to talk about these crazy strains. But I'll
well,
definitely go ahead, Judge. What were you
You
saying,
you
brother?
well, while
you'll
you
like
guys talk about strains, now I can't stay on for the whole Ali Frazier fight, but I just found if you want to play, it's an 8-minute clip. It's highlights from Ali Frazier 1. If you want to run through that, I definitely can't stay on for 15 rounds, but I
No,
found
no, no, bro. I was almost really kidding with that, man. I've almost had my time up, but yes, I mean, absolutely. Dedicate. We're
this
gonna
is eight
dedicate this.
minutes. This is an 8-minute clip. I don't know how good it is.
This is the fight of the century, bro. I mean, we could talk about build-ups for this, but this
Mm.
was at the height of the Vietnam War, which was, I mean, we talk about the Russians invading the Ukraine. The Vietnam War was the United States sending soldiers there to die. So everybody had somebody in their town that didn't come back. And there was a division in this country like the Mississippi River. I mean, it was huge, bro. It was fights in the street, cops busting heads open from protesters. Dude,
Crazy times.
and this fight was a key. You were either on Muhammad Ali's side and you were for the anti-Vietnam War, or you were on Joe Frazier's side and you were for the hard hats, bro. I mean, it was like it was a war within this country, man. I seen fathers and sons, destroyed, relationships destroyed. I was going to say come to blows, but this is coming to blows. This is how it was almost a fitting end, because what happened was merely a setback, and the inevitable happened, the crazy 60s, the crazy 70s. But this fight was it was a fucking what's the word I'm looking for, man? A microscope, man. But it was
Yeah,
it was all in this fight, everything, and not only this fight, but the aftermath of this fight. The careers of Joe Frazier, the careers of Ali. Just great stuff, man.
I mean, Frazier, everyone in the chat saying he never looked this good. You're right. This was the highlight of
Oh,
his
oh
career.
no,
But imagine having a highlight like this in the fight of the century, the fight that's still talked about as being the greatest of all time. And Joe Frazier won it, and you can't take it away. You can't take it away from him.
no, he paid the dear price, man. But it was so close; it could have gone either way. Ali, to the day he died, never admitted that he lost the fight. And man, we just talked about how subjective is boxing, bro. How subjective is boxing?
Well, I mean, I loved Ali, but I mean, I thought he lost this fight. I
Oh,
thought
I
he
did too,
clowned
man.
away a lot of rounds, like
I
doing
did.
this. Look at what he's doing. He's
Yep.
playing with Joe Frazier, and Joe Frazier wasn't there to play. And in the 15th round, Ali got knocked down. So,
And we got
but
to remember too, bro. We got to remember
mm,
that Ali was not in the best shape for this fight. He was he only had 2 fights after his 4-year imprisonment.
well, they were rushing this because
he needed the money.
he still might have gone to jail. He hadn't been cleared yet by the Supreme Court. So I think they were
Still
trying
on
to rush
appeal.
this. Like that didn't happen until after this fight. So there was still a chance he was going to go to jail. So, I mean, his last fight was only a few months before this. Oscar Bonavena took him 15 rounds.
15
Tough
hard
fight.
rounds.
So,
Yeah, he did not have the proper training, the time. But Freddie
but,
Pacheco said right out they needed the money.
and I also think
Ali had a lot of bills to pay.
Ali thought he was going to have an easy time with Frazier. I
Hmm.
think he thought Frazier was too small, and Ali believed in himself. He had every reason to be. He was unbeaten at this
John
point.
McSmith out there, Joe Frazier's man.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Boy, he
probably
could
the greatest
sling that
left
left
hook.
hook. Yep, there it is. Just
Yeah.
tagging him.
The
11th
heavyweight
round.
champion. Yeah, look at he just hurt
Mm.
Ali. He probably had the greatest left hook the heavyweight champion's ever had.
And Ali's jaws swollen.
Oh, look at that left. And really, that's he was a one punch wonder. That was Joe Frazier's exclusive punch, that left hook.
He had no right hand, no jab, but that left hook.
Nothing. But he got away with that. And no other fighter, unless their name was Joe Frazier, is going to get away with that kind of style.
Ali's legs are gone.
You know, that right there, that was the Philly shell. People talk about the Philly shell, this, that. You know, James Toney, he didn't have the Philly shell.
Watch Ali here. Look
James
at Ali.
Toney told me Joe Frazier is
get himself out of the round, though.
Yep. And Frazier said he wasn't sure if Ali was fucking with him or if he hurt Ali. And Ali was hurt. Look at the way he walked back to his corner. Oh, what kept him up?
Heart.
Oh, yeah. Look, and you can't teach heart either. G5, you know, you can't teach it.
You know, just it's a battle and a war of attrition. You know what I'm saying? You either have it or you don't. You know, you can find some fighters know how to find a way to dig deep even when they're hurt. And, you know, you like, man, how did you take that shot?
And that 15th round, like they haven't played it yet, but Frazier hit him with that hellacious left hook. And if you blink and Ali is back up, which again, like you can't teach heart. And he in the 15th round, he could have been knocked out.
He said he was knocked out until his bum hit the mat.
But he got up when his
ass hit
quick.
He said he was out as soon as his ass hit the mat. He was awake, and with those cat-like reflexes that he possessed, bang, he's right on his feet again. Because Muhammad Ali, man, you know, in a boxing ring, in a prone position, no.
Man, Ali, Frazier took a lot of punch.
That was it. That was that knockdown. And like you said,
right back up and it wasn't wobbling.
But look, and look at the swollen. Look at that right jaw is swollen like a fucking golf ball. Excuse me, swollen like a golf ball right now. Oh, and Joe Frazier just got a right hand in. The last thing Ali was expecting, because Joe Frazier's blowing his load right now. He's going for the kill. You know, he did what he did not. What nobody. Well, it's funny. I can't say nobody expected. The Frazier fans did. He dropped him with that left hook. It was just picturesque. You know, it was beautiful boxing.
I mean, look at what these guys are doing in the 15th round. What a night.
Arthur McCanty, the referee.
51 years ago.
Also, Frazier perfected the peekaboo. You know,
51 years ago, and I'm talking about it, bro. Damn, I should be in bed. Nurse.
like Frazier had the peekaboo down pack. You see a lot of people try to mimic or imitate or do it, but his timing was perfect with it. Like soon as he throw a punch, he had the perfect peekaboo timing. Just slip a punch, boom, boom. He right back inside. Step back, he right back again. I'm like, man, yeah, this dude's a monster.
Oh man,
absolute monster.
Look at that. And
boom.
And it's just so natural for Joe Frazier.
Right on the button.
Ali said he saw it coming. Wow. He just did not have the reflexes to get out of the way of that one.
Gee, he was tired then.
Man, what a night.
Great stuff, bro. Great
Tuesday night fights.
Yeah. Roberto Duran.
I will be on time next week.
I'll believe it when I see it. But I believe you.
G5, you know, I send you the invite, and the back door is always open, bro. You slide right in, and you know, when I was in college, we used to watch the Boston Marathon go by the dorms. Man, I lived in the dorms for 1 year, and it was right at Kenmore Square. The Boston Marathon was huge. I mean, it was 20 deep on both sides of the street in Kenmore Square, right near Fenway Park. And my dormitory was right there. A couple of these crazy bastards, they put shorts on, they put a number on, they put sneakers on. They ducked into the marathon with the last fucking 3 miles. And it was like, I don't even know where I was going with this, man. We're talking about, oh yeah, G5 ducking in the back door like these cats were ducking in the end of the race to try to, bro. I saw about 20 Boston policemen back in the day where there was no bombs or anything like that. It was the worst thing you see going on the sidelines is maybe some bum passing a bottle of Irish Rose to the next bum on the side of him, man. But G5, you're always welcome. I drop you the link every time I do it because you're one of the crew over here. We got 4 of them on here. I open it up all the time, but for Tuesday night fights, I kind of like to keep this little circle that we have over here so we don't lose concentration of the fights and we don't get off on different tandems. So, man, you always get the link. Mad Chad always gets it. And my brother George, man, my co-host, the guy who insisted that I maintain Tuesday night fights. I did it for one night, but now it's a thing, bro. And I see people even talking about it, saying, "Damn, yeah, I wish I did that." And you bastard. But anyway, bro, we're here. We're the 4 horsemen, and bro, we're gonna carry it on.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. You guys want to say anything before I close this horror show down over here, man?
Let's just keep it going. That's all. That's all I have to say.
What's next week?
Well,
we're still figuring that out. G5.
Yeah, G5. Well, you're going to be here for the whole show. Why don't you give us something you want to see, and we chop it up. We'll see what happens, bro. And any preferences you have for a classic fights, a couple of fights you want to throw in there? Because I know somebody. We had two suggestions this week. We had somebody wanted us to do light heavyweights of the 80s, and somebody wanted us to do a Tex Cobb Tuesday.
Oh, I know who said the Tex Cobb. That's John. Probably that's John McSmith.
No, I don't know if it was John Smith. It was somebody in I think they're in Mad Chad's room. They asked for it, but man, just some of his interviews and some of his Tex Cobb was just never at a loss for words.
You know what?
Fit in anywhere he went, man.
I'll start a text between the 3 of us, and we'll figure out something. And remember, Hagler, it's coming up on the anniversary of his passing. We could do Hagler. Look,
Thursday.
We can do whatever we want.
We can
guess
do
what?
whatever
USA
we want.
USA Network does not
on.
own Tuesday night fights. The Bruce Go Show owns Tuesday night fights now. Period. So we decide what goes on there. The 3 of us.
That was George Jakovic, HBO executive, highest cat I know in the production and the transmission and the broadcasting of boxing and public journalism. I'm proud he's my brother and my co-host over here, man. The 3 of us, maybe the 4 of us next week, we're going to keep cranking out those Tuesday night fights, man. G5 wouldn't surprise me if he goes on a little later tonight, man. He pops up. Damn, I wish I could turn my clock a couple hours back. It's always around midnight. And, man, last night I couldn't get to sleep. I was up till 3 a.m., and it sucked. I wanted to go back online. I said, no, because if I do, I'll stay up even later. But as it was 3 o'clock before I hit the hay, and sure enough, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, there was no more sleeping. So I'm riding on 5 hours sleep. I think the night before was 6 hours. I think it's the way I'm wired as of lately. But G5, you going on later, my bro, or what?
Yeah, I'll probably go live here within the next hour or so. Sure, I did a 3-hour live, just talking, grown man talk yesterday.
Last night, I wanted to.
No, I talk no boxing. It was just building. You know what I'm saying?
Real.
Building up individuals, whether you're man, woman. You know what I'm saying? Just life. So many people had been talking about some of the same stuff all day, and I was like, I'm not talking boxing tonight. I said I'm just gonna. Everybody else, they did enough. I'm good for the night. I said we're just gonna talk. Build up some individuals. Just had some. Man, just the whole shebang, just life in general.
And yes,
G5 goes deep.
Yeah, those are my favorite type of shows. Because it's like, I'm younger than some, but like I've been through quite a bit in a short period of time, and Sometimes some people are just blessed with, wisdom, at a young age. And then as they get older, they keep learning and, soaking up more game, more wisdom. And, I have you guys now, on YouTube, and, I learn stuff from you guys on a normal basis. Even when people think I'm not learning, I'm always listening. That's just me. So yeah, I go on live here, here a little bit later, what I'm saying, probably within the next hour or so. I know some people are on right now because we share some of the same subscribers. So, I'll let everybody get theirs in, and,
Yeah, that's why I've been here for 2.5 hours already, man. But it's so easy to get absorbed when we start talking about these fights, and then we talk amongst each other. And man, I know, yeah, nobody's gonna stay here for 2.5 hours except us. But hey, if people want to stay a little bit longer, and I appreciate it. I hate going over somebody's time, but it is what it is. George has been in broadcasting enough where it's the way it is. You go on when you can, and anybody can just change the channel, and nobody's going to stay with you forever. That's the beauty of the internet. There's probably a dozen channels that I'm sub to that are going on right now. Either they have something uploaded or they're doing a live. Because I like to really broaden the horizon, go get different opinions, talk to everybody. Because every place I go to, man, they keep it respectful. They keep it boxing. Sometimes they got feuds with other people, but I'm not having a feud with that person. And when you talk to me, you're not gonna get me in the middle of it. You know that, bro. So don't even start there. And man, I'm there to listen to boxing, and I want to hear your opinions too. I want to hear what you think. And that's it's your site. You can say whatever you want, and I don't have to stay here. That was my point. I stay because I want to stay, and if not, don't get offended, bro. I'm going somewhere else. There's just so much happening, bro. I think I'm moderated. Last time I counted, I have over 70 wrenches. And how am I going to go to every site that I'm moderated at and stay there for longer than 20 minutes? Unless it's really good. Like last night I wanted to jump on, but I said I have to go to sleep. But if I jump on, I know I'm going to be on for a long time, and it's the way it is. I wish I could almost survive with no sleep. You, I think, do G5.
Man, people ask me like, man, when do you sleep? Oh, I sleep. Oh, I get my sleep. It's just, man, when you got a passion for something, you just kind of you just go with the flow. A lot of people, a lot of content creators, more content creators are popping up. You know what I'm saying?
Reggie Owens, salute my brother, man. Good to see you in here, man. We just closing down. We just did a show on Roberto Duran. And my boy G5, he's going to go on in a little bit, man. He just put his link up there. Anybody that doesn't have a sub to G5, give him a sub, man. He's pushing 400. He just broke 400 the other day, man. I just broke 420. I was happy as hell. I went to 422, then I went back to 420, then I went to 421, then I was at 419. So somebody's either playing games or YouTube is.
Man, you not lying. I had broke 400, then I looked up. I was at like 392. Then I was back at 399, then 398, then 401. I'm like, what is going on with this YouTube algorithm, man? This is crazy. So that's where we are.
I ended at that 420. It's almost like a sign from God.
There you go.
Yeah, Conchani says stay there. No, bro, I want to get a couple more because that way you keep the word out there. You keep the new opinions coming in. But hey, whatever it is, if I have 2 subs, I'm still gonna do this. Shit, man, I have this brings me comfort, man. I have a good time.
Shout out to Khan, man. Khan, I always come through and tap into my chat, man. I appreciate the support, man. You caught on through me through Brucey, and you've been rocking with me since. So it's like, man, Khan, he's there, man. I appreciate the love and support, man. I just try to do something where I enlighten people, open their eyes, make them think about something when they leave alive. That is that's my ultimate goal. I don't care about the money. I don't care about the views, the likes as much. But if I can leave something on your brain to make you think, I'm good with that. Because, that can help people, make better decisions and things of that nature. So That's what I look at. I'm multifaceted. I'm when it comes to like content. So I don't specify myself as a G5 boxing because no, I'm way more than that. That's why I'm glad you changed your name too, Bruce. Because you have way more to offer than just sports.
Well, see, I just had my name Bruce Goes up there, and you type in
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Goes on YouTube, and it says Bruce Goes to Springsteen concert, Bruce Goes fishing, Bruce Goes to Africa, and so somebody said, oh, you could put a little more in there, put Bruce Goes boxing. I said, man, I'm going to put Bruce Goes boxing, jazz, and more. And now all you have to do is type in there Bruce Goes boxing, and my site comes up like instantly. So people who want to have recognition on their channels. Don't just have the your little nickname or your name up there. Put me, boxing, jazz, and more, because those are my passions. I can share them out here. It doesn't get boring. It doesn't get mundane. People dig it, man. People like talking about the shit that I like talking about. And if they don't, man, hey, sometimes it's just me and G5, me and Mad Chad, me and George, whatever, bro. I like that too, but I like it more when it gets recognized and when people can come in. That's why today I didn't play. I played the one song in the beginning because if they tell me I got a copyright, which they will, I can just trim that out. But I'm trying to lay off playing the music during the show. But I love doing that because this. But hey, somebody told me they're going to come up with more restrictions after March 20th on YouTube. So we'll see what happens, man. If they say we can't show copyrighted fights anymore, something like that. I guess we're just going to have to strap them up and get the wide angle lens and Tuesday night fights, man. Who's going to take Bruce Goes out, man? Nobody. So we'll see what's going down over here, bro. It's going to be a crazy scene on YouTube. Me, George, you, and Chad, we're hanging in. We'll do it as long as we can because I dig doing it. And even if they can restrict us, everybody, oh, YouTube's doing this. They're not putting out notices. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I know that every time I put something out there, I put music in, they tell me it's copywritten, but it doesn't mean anything if you're not monetized and blah, 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 blah. And if you want us to take the song out, just click this. And they've been doing it, and I see this that the shows keep going on there. They keep staying on my page, and hey, we're just gonna play that little game, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, man, 2.5 hours. I'm out of here, man. G5, everybody knows where they can find you, my brother. Is that right, man?
Yep. Yeah. If you put in G5_Gabe, my channel's gonna pop up. I believe I'm the only G5_Gabe. So you don't have to worry about like, oh man, nope. As soon as you put in G5 and underscore, most likely it's gonna pop up. So I just checked myself to, let me see if I can find myself without any problems when you said it, Brucey. And I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and see if I can find myself just one click away, just put in my handle or whatever, and we're good. But
and also, bro. Well, before I forget, when you do your shows, you know how you put the thing on the YouTube page, you put the thumb, I guess they call it.
Mm-hmm.
If you put hashtags under there, like tonight, I put hashtag Roberto Duran, hashtag Mandos de Piedro, and hashtag Tuesday Night Fights, and bro, you'd be surprised how much algorithm traffic you get by doing that.
Yeah, I had started.
But anyway, that's just a little hint to any of us so-called content creators that they're tagging us with out there. Try doing that. You get a little more traffic, a little more attention. So anyway, man, G5, I appreciate you coming here, my brother. I'll see you in a little bit, okay, man?
For sure, man. For sure.
Peace,
George,
my brother.
my other brother. Yeah. Peace out, my people. Appreciate it.
All right, man. George Jakovic, bro. George, my brother. You're with us here. Tell everybody where they can see you, man. You got your microphone on? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I think George might have taken a little break here. George has got children. He said he was only going to be around for a little bit, but he graced us with that. In fact, look, what is that cover there, man? That looks rather interesting. Holyfield Tyson hardcover. It looks like. Is that a poster? it's cut off at the border there. But anyway, man, that's my brother George Jakovic, man. George, the real deal. He does Tuesday night fights with me. He's got his own channel, man. George was an executive for over a dozen years with HBO, and he's been there. He's done that. He's seen it. I'm blessed to have George come up here and and join me to co-host Tuesday night fights, man. I appreciate everybody for coming in here, man. I hope there's nobody that I missed, man. My brother Reggie Owens stopped in, man. J Blues Radio, John McSmith always in here, man. Con Shawnery, Jeff Lucida, man. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for coming in. Danny Drew, man. Appreciate you coming in, my brother. Appreciate you coming in, man. I don't know anybody else that's still here or that came here, man. I know there's 6 people in here. Drop a thumbs up for the brother over here, man. I would appreciate it, man. We're going to be coming on a lot over here. It's a disease that I got it and I don't want to get it cured, man. Today, if I had known it was the 51st anniversary of the great Muhammad Ali and the great Joe Frazier, I would have been on doing a special about that fight. We got a little bit into it. We didn't go terribly into it. Maybe somebody's going to be doing it tonight because I look and I see over 9+ notifications on my YouTube down there. So I'm going to cut out. I think my brother George has taken off, man. I'm not sure, but man, I appreciate you guys coming in here, man. I really do. Bruce Goes Tuesday night fights, man. All I can say is, enjoy every hit on that toka too, because I just about finished this nice bud that I put out here for the fights. I'm gonna have another one because I'm gonna go bopping around YouTube. I'm gonna see if anybody's talking about anything interesting. I hope they are. I hope we were tonight over here, man. Nothing but mad love from anybody who stopped in here, man. I really, bro. Mark Unrivaled. I see you over here just stepping in, man. I'm just about to step out, bro. Just to brush you up on the situation, man. We talked about the legendary Roberto Duran. We went over his fights with Davey Moore and with Iran Barkley. And we had a good old time, my brother. Bless up to you, man. It's always good to see you. I was talking to you earlier in the room, man. Always a pleasure to see you. Thank you so much for coming in, man. Bruce Goes. I'm out of here, man. Peace and love. Salute.